Hello.
Taking a video, not a picture?
Gosh. Brought to you by Gary's Meat. All right. That fuels Wisconsin coaches.
How'd that happen?
Sinclair's got some really sharp nails, even though he pretend like they're not. Daggers. You go daggers.
I cut them 3 days ago. I didn't file them, but I cut them.
He cut them after he cut me.
I choose to say weak eyes, maybe.
Weak eyes.
Is that possible?
I'm building up my eye skin strength right now, apparently.
Summer cooking in the kettle in Kettle Moraine. It's a great event. My guy Jacob standing over here. Here he comes. Here he comes. Woo! Jake kind of got this organized with the Kettle Moraine people. He did a lot of the back end work. It looks fantastic. The vibes are high. Jake, what's our stress level at?
Besides from the internet going down for like a half hour, I think we're good. The seams though on these mats are a little curving up, but I think we're ready to roll. We got a national anthem, and then we're gonna get things rolling.
You want to know the secret part that we haven't told anybody yet?
What?
Jake and I are wrestling.
Oh my.
Awesome. It's good to come out and support Coach Ben. You know, we all miss him, so it's good to just know that this is all taking care of him. So.
How do you feel about wrestling on a football field? Is it kind of cool idea?
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah, I like it. I think mats aren't too hot, so it's fun. You know, nice little breeze, so it's sweet.
We put it on the shirt. I mean, we're always looking out for Ben. We appreciate everything he's ever done for the sport here in Wisconsin. This event's awesome. I mean, you got this many kids wrestling on a Thursday night. I think it's great that we're having a wrestling tournament on a football field. Just start doing things to make people excited about the sport.
Dude, awesome. We got the food trucks out here. You guys had awesome raffles. We're outside. The weather's beautiful. Can't get any better.
Proudly we hail the home of the
Can't predict the weather, but everything turned out great. Boys are having fun.
It's been 16 years, so that's something. Football field's fun though. Yeah, it's fun to come out here and be an example for the kids and just scrap and have some fun.
It was pretty fun. I went 2-1. Yeah.
What are you most excited for?
The food trucks. I think it's great so far. Beautiful day, big crowd, fantastic way to honor Ben.
2025 Fargo, sponsored by Garen's Beef Sticks. They're really, really good. You should go check them out.
We made it. How do you feel?
Amazing. Ready for a day of wrestling.
There you go, Crosby. 10 minutes in. Second piece connected.
Pretty good, by my standards.
Sitting down, and I call it like the art of wrestling or whatever, and it's like, kids don't understand what the ride is really like. It's not linear. Ben talked about this the other day. You don't just get better. Time never stops. Your skills can get better. You're gonna jump levels. That will be exciting. You're gonna plateau. This is where the goods get great. It's when they're bored. They don't quit. They keep wrestling when they're bored. This is the hardest part. Learning curve. New technique, new weight class, new coach, new system. There's all kinds of different reasons why you'll have a learning curve. Okay, and this is hard for young wrestlers to understand. But this is the process, and it just repeats over and over and over again.
So this is him. This is the WIAA. How do I WIAA?
Champ. I won the team race. I'm a one-man show.
You see,
I've actually never got a belt.
Yeah, yeah. You should give it to him. Give it to him.
Yeah. Let's go.
That's fun. It's pretty sweet.
How'd you guys come up with this
let
idea?
me see Duffy.
I don't know where I thought of it.
Hey, hungry. Why he do that to me? Why he do that to me?
Say hey,
Why he
say
do that
no
to
way.
me?
Say
Why
hey, no way.
Why he do that to
Say
me?
hey, no way.
Why he do that to me?
We will see you guys, I don't know, soon. And one more time, Corey. Goodbye. Hello. Good morning and welcome everybody tuning in from around the state. It is not Christmas, but it is the greatest day of the year. It's the start of the WIAA State Wrestling Tournament. I could not be more excited to be here with my friends. I could not be more excited to be here with you guys. But I am not alone. No. I have a few friends sitting over here. They're all smiling and laughing at me. sitting on the end over there, we have the one, the only, Caden Henschel. He was the first ever producer of the WIAA Wrestle podcast. Now, he's made his name afterwards somehow. I'm not sure. Caden, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. This is the highlight of the weekend for me for sure. I'm so hyped to be here. Every time I walk into the Kohl Center, I get chills basically. So there's a lot of good memories here, a lot of tough memories.
You're just sitting in the past. You're just always thinking about the past. Won a state title. Won a state title here. You got chills. You're just remembering the old days, the good old days.
Of course. I mean, I've had low moments here. I've had great moments, but I think it's one of the most emotional times. Like I get to spend my time here with my friends and family. Like you go through so much. So this means a lot to a lot of people. So I'm always excited to be back.
Awesome. Next to Caden, we have Matea Hansen. That's a new change. Recently married. Congratulations to you, Matea. You are not a stranger to the show. You've been on here. You've been a friend of the show for a long time. How are you doing? What are you most excited for this weekend?
Well, I'm just excited to watch wrestling, be on the floor. I know there's been some things with the ticket, so I'm just excited to be right there, being able to watch wrestling. And there's a couple of matches I'm looking forward to. Laney versus Kamura, which we'll talk to later. So I'm just excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And sitting next to you on the end, the self-proclaimed GOAT. As he put it, he gave himself this own name. He calls himself the GOAT. If you see him, maybe give him a hard time for giving himself that nickname. His name, Crosby Schlosser. Crosby, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm not quite sure when I self-proclaim myself the GOAT.
I know exactly what.
If you want to give me that name, I guess I'll roll with it. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's always a fun weekend. I haven't been back to state since like the last time we were on this show, so 2 years ago. So it was a lot of fun.
Really? What is there anything in particular this weekend that's got you juiced up that you're excited for?
I mean, just all the wrestling in general. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Obviously, always love watching the finals. Everybody's got something to look forward to.
Awesome. And perfect. Sorry. Guys, again, this is the state show. People have worked all year, not even just this fall, but this summer, this spring. Guys and girls are putting their blood, sweat, and tears to be here. They finally have the opportunity to showcase their skills. We are going to see some of the highest of highs, and we are going to see some of the biggest heartbreaks. But that's what the beauty of the WIAA State Tournament is. And this weekend, we're going to get it all. I cannot wait for Saturday night state finals. They're going to be crazy. But before we get there, I need to talk about some of the best matchups we could see this weekend. They're not always on Saturday night. We can see them today. We could see them tomorrow, or, like I said, Saturday. So, first question for you, Mr. Crosby.
Yeah.
What is the number one match you're looking forward to?
I mean, overall or just tonight?
Overall. Let's start with overall. I want to know the
Shoot.
match that you have circled on your calendar.
I mean,
the potential match.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I would say the match that I'm honestly looking forward to the most is actually happening. It should be happening tonight in the quarterfinals. I don't know if it might be too early to talk about it.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
D2, 150 pounds, Max Gonzalez versus Hunter Stevens. That is, I mean, that's the number one and number two ranked guys in the state going against each other in the quarterfinals. So
that could be. I think, guys, there's been a lot of talk on this one. That looks like it's going to be potentially the match of the tournament. Right now, on paper, I think that's the one everyone around the state has circled.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's the one. These are two national ranked guys. Hunter Stevens, we've talked about it like crazy. He is in the top 5 in the country. And Max Gonzalez isn't. He's not ranked. And yet, this is the match to see. And granted, Max has been out.
He's
right?
been hurt. He's been hurt for a while.
He was hurt. He was on a pitch count this season. He didn't wrestle Fargo. And last season, he had to shut it down a little early. But everyone it just seems like it's a collective. Everyone agrees that if he had been wrestling, he would be in the national rankings. And this is going to be his opportunity to wrestle someone of a Hunter Stevens level. He Super 32 All-American, Fargo All-American. This guy is legit. Do you have any predictions on how you think the match is going to go?
I mean, I'm rolling with Max Gonzalez, to be honest.
Really?
I am. He's
that would
technically
be an upset.
the underdog.
Absolutely, he's the underdog.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot more of him wrestling than I have Hunter Stevens, like
Okay.
actually watching
Physically
the matches.
watching, yeah.
But I'm gonna roll with him. I think the underdog pulls that one through.
I think I don't have a prediction. I'm just ready to see some really, really good wrestling there. Caden, have you had a chance to see either of these guys wrestle?
No, I definitely have seen both for sure. I know that you're posting all the clips all the time, so I'm keeping updated. But man, it's hard to not ride with the GOAT of picks here. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. That's tonight. Wow.
Yeah, and so this is, I mean, guys, this has been a little bit of the discussion with, everyone was super excited when the seeds came out. Maybe not this year, but the idea of seeding came out, right? And everyone likes the idea, but it doesn't mean it probably shouldn't be tweaked, right?
Should be tweaked.
Like there should be some tweaks in the criteria of the seeding where you don't get these are the top 2 guys in that bracket. Now, can other people win? Yes, obviously. That's why you wrestle the matches. You don't get handed for your seed or your rank. You don't get handed the medal and the trophy. I think we all know that. But on paper, these would be the top 2 guys in the bracket. And they're meeting in the quarterfinals. It's kind of a bummer. But if you have your tickets, you should be ready for a show.
Yeah, I just think there should be no way that a guy that's ranked top 5 in the country
is a 4 seed?
Is a 4 seed and has potential to only be able to 5 seed.
Is he the 5 and is Gonzalez is the 4?
So he's 5th in the country. There should be no way. If he loses in the quarterfinals, the best he can do is 5th at the state tournament. But he's 5th in the country.
That's a different can of worms.
Yeah. I don't think we can hear that, but he beat the 1 seed 6-0.
Jake's hot back there. He says Stevens beat the 1 seed 6-0, but he's the 5 seed. And top 5. Yeah, top 5.
Well, then what the heck are the seeds based on then? Like, why shouldn't they go to the rankings?
They do a lot based on like last
hey,
year's
I'll see the tournament for free. Don't you worry. I'll see the tournament for free. All you gotta do is ask.
I'm asking.
Okay. So the way it goes is it's head to head, and then I have. Can you pull it up? It's on. It's. Jake, can you pull it up? I know where it is. It goes head to head, and then give me 2 seconds.
Can somebody in the chat maybe help us out on
Yeah,
this?
by the way, I haven't even talked about this. Caden, as you can see, has a computer in front of him. Those of you tuning in, he is monitoring all the chats on Facebook, on Rokfin, YouTube. So if you have something to say to us, he will be able to read it, and he's in there replying as well. But he'll be able to read it on the show as long as you guys aren't too crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, shout out to Brady. Shout out to Dennis in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Dennis.
Come on.
The menace.
That might be him.
Okay, so where were we? Trying to figure out the criteria. Okay.
I thought head-to-head was always number 1 criteria.
Head-to-head is number 1, and then
So why is Hunter Stevens number 5?
How does that make
well,
sense?
that's so they have on the there's a few things, but then it starts going with and this is kind of where everyone's agreed that the issue seems to be is it's the previous year's criteria. There's like 3 different criteria of previous year that gets factored into your seeding for this year.
Oh, wow.
Which seems a little crazy, if I'm being honest. So that is kind of where things get a little bit.
What was Hunter Stevens the year before?
He didn't wrestle.
Oh.
He was out last year.
Okay.
Yes, and Max, as you know, I think he
he
had like 15 matches or something, and he had to shut down the season. So
Yeah.
he wasn't at the. It's based off your previous year's state credentials. So if you didn't make it to state even, and you were like maybe you were in one of those really tough brackets where you had 4 ranked guys and you were one of them, but you didn't make it, you have no previous year seeding criteria.
Okay.
Yeah. So it goes.
So freshmen are screwed.
I believe. Yes. No. That's it. Well, the first year it got put into place and everyone was excited. West Bend, Ben Bass was the number 1 seed, and he lost already. Was it 3 times, Jake? He lost 3 times in the year to Kellen Wilbert.
Wow.
And Kellen was the 4 seed, I think. Oh yeah, 2 or 3 because he's on the other side of the bracket. But then he had beaten, Bass 3 times that year.
Right.
What the heck? That makes no sense.
Well, it's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Sometimes it's not perfect, but it's definitely being tweaked. And I think there are ways to adjust it. But that's not the only thing we're here to talk about. Is seeding. We might get into that a little bit later with some of our guests. But Matea, I do want to ask you, what is one of your favorite potential matches that we're going to see?
I feel like a broken record because I talked about this on our bracket reveal too, but Laney and Kamura. And yesterday I did some research and I found it was really interesting. They've wrestled 9 times in the past 2 years, and it always flips. So it goes like Kamura, and then Laney wins 2, and then Kamura wins 2. And then Laney
So
wins 2.
trend, because Laney's won the last 2.
Yeah, so it's like a presidential election. Like, it always goes back and forth. Republican, Democrat, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Laney, she beat Kamura twice, regionals and sectionals. I think this will be the 165 state finals. I just don't see anyone getting in the way of them.
It feels like they're on a crash course.
Yeah, and so it's like Laney has to break a pattern that's been there for 2 years in order to beat Kamura. And so I feel like the odds are in Kamura's favor.
What's the all-time matchup record?
So Laney is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Laney has 5 wins and Kamura has 4.
Jeez. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but Kamura always pins Laney, but Laney normally wins by points, so that's interesting.
Yeah,
I did see that she does. Yes, the pins is when she wins, she pins.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see because sometimes the eye test you just see those matches, but because you said it's gone back and forth so many times, like sometimes when someone's winning by points and then the other person gets a pin or 2, I think you start to maybe they caught him. Right, but the fact that it has switched so many times, it feels like that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right? Have you had the opportunity to watch them at all? But those 2?
I think just in the state semifinals
Last year?
When Kamura, I think, pinned Laney. Yeah, she pinned her.
Yeah.
But because I don't know if she's pinning her with head throws or something.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Laney is gonna start to figure those things out.
Hasn't?
Maybe she
has
will
with
for
the most
state
recent
final.
matches. Maybe she's figured it out in the last 2.
Or maybe it's just a pattern, being a pattern, and
Pattern recognition. Yeah.
Yep.
And Laney's undefeated.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
And she's the 1 seed and she's undefeated this year, so having a good year.
Yeah, at least they're on 2 different sides of the bracket. At
That
least
helps.
the 1 and 2 seed was good.
Yeah, it does feel like that was set up really well.
Yeah.
I mean, Matea, we've talked about this. You are an All-American in college multiple time. You're All-American on other levels of freestyle wrestling and not college Crosby. Is when you get U23s and stuff.
What?
He's making these facial expressions. Sometimes your body language.
Screen, my bad.
Oh, the squinting. Okay.
I'm blind.
But you've been there, right? You've wrestled in these super high level matches. I don't know if you ever had a rival. Because my question to you and also to you, Caden, how do you guys kind of channel we have 3 days of competition and it's grueling, it's tough, but there are so many eyes on you in some of these matches like that one because they're back and forth. They are essentially rivals. There's going to be a lot of eyes on those matches. Gonzalez, Stevens, there's going to be everyone eyes in the building is going to be on that match. How do you kind of eliminate those distractions? How did you guys do that to focus on the match at hand? How do you kind of cut that out, or do you embrace it?
I have a little. I guess. I mean, it's focusing on the little things, focusing on your performance, and not. I was talking to Taylor Whiting. She's wrestled here 3 years, 3-time state champ, going for her 4th. And I felt like she was saying when she walks out on the mat, and I've never wrestled here. I know you guys have, but you kind of forget about the crowd. And so I think that's probably one of it. And I feel the same way when I'm wrestling. But also, I just try to focus on the next takedown performance and not just trying to go out there and win the tournament. That's what helps me.
Little goals, setting little goals within the match.
Yeah, stick to my game plan. Maybe get to the legs, get to my single, double, whatever it is. That helps.
Caden, obviously you have a very unique experience. There's always a bazillion people watching you. How did you kind of let it not get to you too much?
Yeah, I think a big thing is oftentimes you get into these high pressure situations where you have the crowd, you're kind of out of the ordinary. You're not just in the wrestling room wrestling, with your buddies basically, and sometimes you're in a hostile environment.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is oftentimes you're just going to try to listen to yourself, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I can hear the crowd. Maybe I don't feel too good. Maybe you have all these racing thoughts. You're kind of being fearful of, hey, I don't want to lose in front of my family, my friends, all these people rooting for me. But instead of listening to yourself, actually talking to yourself, being that beacon in your ear of saying, I feel good, I feel confident, I deserve this, I put in the work. I think there's something to be said of not necessarily listening to yourself off the rip, but talking to yourself and being that.
You're big on the self-talk.
For sure. Because if you're in your head, you look around and you hear all these sounds. There's so many distractions. But by talking to yourself, and just being just saying stay focused, or I'm too fast, I'm too quick, whatever that may be. Like
whatever your positive kind of self-talk
sure,
is.
yeah. I mean, you get what you focus on. Where energy goes, where focus goes, energy flows. So
yeah. I wanted to take a second here to talk about one thing real quick, guys. If you have not looked at it yet, on Rokfin we have the State Hub, and that is home to every bit of information you could possibly need for the state tournament week this weekend. We have the schedules, we have every article you can think of. We have the rankings; those are free out on Rokfin, and we have links to the NFHS is who's going to be live streaming the tournament, so you can get those. Thank you to our sponsors for that, for the State Hub. They are the ones that make it possible. I know we'll be, kind of adding more to it as the things go on. I believe, Jake, you're going to be putting results and things like that on there as the tournament goes on. So if you guys are looking for an easy place to get quick information regarding the state tournament this weekend, check out the State Hub. It'll be there all weekend, and we'll have it again next weekend for Team State. So check that out on Rokfin if you haven't yet. It has all the information you could be looking for. But guys, the brackets have changed. Okay, so we used to have 16-man brackets when you guys have all you've wrestled here, 16-man brackets. Now the boys D1, D2, D3, they're all the same, 14-man brackets. It used to be D1 was 16, and D2 and D3 had 12 with the top seeds getting buys in D2 and D3. Now, it's all the 1 and 2 seeds getting buys across all 3 divisions. What do you guys think of the bracket changes? What do you think of taking 2 away from Division 1, but adding 2 to Division 2 and Division 3 brackets? Where do you guys, where are our heads on that? Crosby?
I guess I'm kind of indifferent about it because they also did it to
That's
add.
good. Yeah,
they
don't have an
added
opinion.
to add the rankings. I guess for me personally, it never would have really mattered because I would have never been a 1 or 2 seed, so I didn't really care personally.
Okay, sure.
But, I mean, I think it's cool.
I think it's so interesting because now, of course, it's like you see D1, there's less guys able to make it, and I would rather have as many people go to the state tournament as possible. Have it a free for all, see who comes out on top. But again, you're adding those D2, D3 guys, and girls into the division. It's like I think ultimately it was good at adding more people. Ultimately, bottom line.
Overall, yeah, because overall
it went up.
The numbers that are at the state tournament is up. Yeah. Even though they took away 2 from Division 1, they did add 2 to both D2 and D3. So the numbers are overall up. I agree. It's great to get more representation at the state tournament. Matea, girls didn't change though. So
yeah, I was gonna say I don't have an opinion on that one.
Yeah, you're good with it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm gonna change my answer actually. I think we should have 16 in D1 and 14 in 2 and 3.
I mean, that would be an upgrade, though, from what it was before. But why?
Because if we're going to move all the best wrestlers from D2 and D3, like team-wise, if we're going to move them all up to Division 1,
topic coming later.
Then why would we have less people make it to state?
Talk to them.
Thank you. I'm trying.
That's going to be another topic that we got going later.
And wait, I will say, on the state bracket sheets, 16 looks way cooler than 14.
Yeah, it does.
Not even
a lot
close.
cooler. I will say, if we're talking about a coolness factor, guys, which should be taken into account, the aura of winning the state tournament and what your bracket looks like.
Those D2 and D3 brackets, like the old where it was just 12, they did
got
look
the
a little
4 guys
weird.
with the buys waiting for the others.
It did look a little weird.
It does. Jake, you got a couple of those bad boys hanging somewhere, a couple of those brackets. Would you have liked having a buy?
Exactly.
Kaden, would you ever been a 1 or 2 seed with your senior year? Would you have?
For
you gotten
sure.
it, you think?
Yeah.
Were you undefeated going
No,
into?
I had 1 loss, but then he lost to other guys that I beat, I think.
And you beat him.
Yeah, and I already beat. Yeah.
Who was the?
I beat Strateski. He beat me, and then I think Minor beat him.
Strateski. Is that the Badger? Was he?
Yeah.
Lake Geneva Badger.
Lake Geneva Badger. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Shout out me for.
You got crazy.
I mean, I'm impressed with myself.
The brain.
Would you guys rather have a full 16-man bracket, or right now I think we kind of talked about it. Wrestlebacks, you can't. If you don't make it to the semis, the best you can do is 5th.
That's
it used to obviously be you could wrestle back for 3rd. A guy like Connor Thorpe, I have a feeling, would probably hate it. He took 3rd 3 years in a row before he won a state title, and he always had to wrestle back.
Yeah.
Would you guys rather have full 16-man brackets if you had to pick, or full wrestlebacks?
Full 16 for sure. I mean, it's just like
and wrestle back to, and you can only best you could do is fifth if you make semis.
Sure. Yeah. Wrestle back true second. No. Right, not that far.
No.
Not that far, but
that
yeah.
would be hard sad boy hours.
Oh yeah, that would.
That'd be, you know how many second place guys would probably take third?
Yeah. No, at that point it's that's why you wrestle all year for those seeds. You can win, your mini bracket on your way there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think wrestling back for third is completely fair than just stopping the best you can get is fifth. That's kind of crazy.
Mateo, what do you think?
That's if like you lose in the quarters, right?
For
like right now, if you lose in the quarters, you can't wrestle back for third.
Yeah. No, you can wrestle to yes. You can only go to fifth. If you lose in the first 2 rounds, you can only make it to fifth.
Well, yeah, I don't like that either.
So you would rather be able to wrestle back for third and have
Yeah.
14 people in a bracket instead?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. They did, if you guys remember too, they did eliminate the people that lost first round wouldn't get a wrestle back if the person they lost to then lost in the quarters because they took their spot in Division 1. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen anymore. Everyone's guaranteed 2 matches. So
wow.
Is there a trade off there? Were you guys happy with that? Did you guys ever have that? Did
Oh,
you?
yeah. I lost first round and then I was out because then that guy lost. That sucked. Like truly, because you could have one bad match.
Yeah.
People I think a lot of people's matches, their first match,
Settling in.
is going to be it's going to be closer. They're not maybe as loose or they're just new environment. So sometimes throughout the tournament, you get better. You feel yourself a little bit more. But yeah, that is. I remember that and thinking that was horrible. But
did that happen to you too, Crosby?
Well, yeah. I wrestled O'Toole first round, so I was pretty sure that I was going to get a second match, so I wasn't too worried. But yeah, I mean, for people that do lose first round and they have to wonder, will he win the next match?
Mm-hmm.
It's you kind of get into a weird, guys can get in a weird mindset, not being ready to wrestle.
So, are we kind of on the consensus that of the things that we would like to give and take, that would be one that making sure everyone gets 2 wrestlebacks, or 2 matches, 2 matches, not wrestlebacks, but guaranteed 2 matches. Let's keep that one.
Yeah, I think we should keep that
over,
one.
say, a 16-man bracket.
Yeah, I want to say something about the wrestleback for fifth.
Say something.
Because if
Go off, King.
If we're wrestling back for fifth and we lose in the first 2 rounds, the only reason that makes sense is because they're doing seeding now. But if the seeding isn't good, then why are we having wrestlebacks only for fifth? For example, same thing, Hunter Stevens or Max Gonzalez. They should not be able to only wrestle back for
I was
fifth.
just thinking one of them will only be taking fifth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, riddle me this, though. Brian Walters in the comment, he's saying individual state should be 1 division, okay? Tell me why this is either right or wrong. D1, D2, D3 should be only for team state.
I like that.
Well,
because other states have done it, right? Indiana does it, California does it, but...
Do you know how many regionals and sectionals they have before they get to the state tournament?
Tell me.
I believe California is a 16-man bracket when they get to state. It might be 32.
I thought it was 32.
Can you check on that if you search California's bracket? I think it's 16. I know we have a couple California guys. If Evan was awake, he'd be able to answer me. It might be 32. But think about how big California is. They have seriously 3 or 4 regional. They have, I think it goes districts, regionals, sectionals, and then there's one other that they call I don't know, maybe it's county or something. I think there's 4 stages before you get to state. So how big of Brian, how big of a bracket would we then allow at the state tournament? Because my fear would be that you ultimately have less people at the state tournament.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
It's
been a topic of discussion before.
It's so interesting. It definitely has way less participants, but then it heightens up how good that champ is. Those state placers are.
It certainly does.
I think there is something that needs to be said, but
there is something to be said, and I know this is a bit on the youth level, but when you go to a youth tournament, a lot of tournaments, everyone gets a medal, right? If it's a 4-person bracket, everyone gets a medal, because there is. If you win a state title, and sure, it would be significantly harder to win a state title with 1 division, but if you win a state title now, it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. You won a state title, and that is something that you can, I feel like there's a sense of pride, there's a lot of pride there of you did this, and now you're more invested in wanting to continue wrestling versus maybe you only make it to the 2nd round of the sectionals.
Sure.
you know, you didn't even get to state, so you don't feel as like you don't think you're as good as you are, but you are that good. It's
Sure.
just,
And this could go down the line because I'm even seeing some comments like one division would not grow the sport as nearly as much as heck if we have
that's
3
kinda
divisions.
how
Like
that's where I sit.
I think that is fair too to also put that into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a girl. So I like coach at HorrorCon sometimes, or I help out there.
Sure.
And one of the girls, Keely, she made it to state, and after making it to state, I could see like while she was practicing, just a new drive and like want to just be on the mats and wrestle, and even wrestle in the off season.
Yeah.
And obviously it would be different for girls, but there is a lot of kids that when they make it to state, it kind of like lights something in them, and they maybe become more inspired to work harder at wrestling. So I agree with maybe it doesn't help grow the sport as much.
That would be my biggest concern is because the elite people, there's elite people in everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a shocker to anyone. But the elite people in wrestling are always going to be there. So I think they're always going to kind of have that thought, because their thought is about winning a state title, not about just getting to state.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to be at state. But all these other people, there's a lot of people have the goal of simply making it to the state tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, it does, I think, spark a little bit of fire, or knowing that you could be there. There's a lot of fire there to then want to be there. So I definitely stand with it would not be as healthy to grow the sport as multiple divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we have lost my spot.
Third topic.
No. Oh, so this has happened now. For the last 2 years, the WIAA has opened voting for what weight we start at the finals. Just like similar to NCAAs, you can't vote on what weight you start, but they will pick what weight goes last, what weight goes first, right? The last 2 years, it has been voting by whatever the population votes on, and it has started at 106 pounds both years. So we haven't strayed from the norm. I wanted to ask each of you, what weight? I'll start with you, Crosby. If you got to decide this year, screw the open voting, the GOAT gets to pick. What weight would you pick to be the starting or ending weight, I guess, for that matter?
I would probably stay with the majority at 106, just because I don't know. I like how duels always, or like in college duels, it felt like it was always starting at the lowest weight.
Have you watched the Badger duel this year?
The first one.
Okay. Almost every single duel started at 197 pounds.
Really?
Almost every single
one.
Why? Coach Bono, I think, I may be paraphrasing here, Wyatt Ingham is his spark plug.
Okay.
He gets the thing going. And also, it does make sense because in duels, I mean, you want momentum. You try to obviously break the will of the other team and just let momentum roll. If they start off with Ingham, who gets a lot of wins, then it goes Amos, then you got Nicolar, Zahn, they're 41, whoever's wrestling, and then you go right into Zargo after that. It's kind of like a nice little spring. But most of their duels will start at 197 this year. So I don't say that's always.
I just feel it feels right to start at the lowest weight, and it just like kind of builds up.
You sound like an old timer.
It's like a heavyweight main event at the end.
You sound
like
like
that
an
type
old
of thing.
timer.
He's a GOAT for a reason.
It builds up.
How many people though would walk out if the heavyweight final isn't a good match? How what does it look like at the start of 106, and what does it look like at the end at heavyweight? A lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time.
Yeah, I guess you have to wait. You probably have to wait for all the matchups. I can't really say right now, but if you wait for a finals matchup,
well, is there any final matchup for state finals in particular that you would be most looking forward to?
All I'm saying is just have one of the 4-timers be the last match.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to stay around to at least see like that. Like that's what should be if you want to keep people sitting down and keep people like it.
What's the big story?
Sense.
Yeah. What's the big story? And a lot of times Carter Sirachi, obviously they didn't do it that way with him and Parker, but and that worked out. But on paper, wrong decision. Right? Like on paper, it should have been, in my opinion, Parker versus Carter.
Well, Brooks was after that, wasn't he? Wasn't Brooks the final one?
No, that was
Wyatt Stevenson.
Oh, Wyatt
and Stevenson. So that ended up, they're like, aha, see, we were right. It's like, no, you did not know Wyatt Hendrickson.
I mean,
nobody knew Wyatt Hendrickson except for Wyatt Hendrickson was beating.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, too, it's like if Gable still does win, like he has a crazy personal brand that outreaches that just makes sense, too. That would still be hyped.
I think it's probably why they chose it that way. You sound like a little bit of a boomer. Just sticking with the
what?
Matea, is there a weight that you would like to see be the final? I think you always put whatever the best matchup is going to be last. Everyone wants to see that best matchup. The 4-timer one is, I think that's a good argument. You get a guy this year or girl, Taylor, or it could be Kellen or Hawken as your finals. I think a lot of people are going to stick around. They know they're going to win. I personally, all three of them feel like locks to win.
Which 4-timer do you think should be the main event then?
That's a good question. That's easy. I was thinking Hawken because also, I think Hawken. They do kind of string them then all at the end, which would be good. They're probably 65. What match would you?
Technically, you could put Taylor at like main event too. Just have the girls going at
They
a
can
different
shift
weight.
the girls because they only have 12.
Yeah.
They have the 12 weight, so you could certainly shift that.
Yeah, but I like Caden's idea. I was also thinking the most interesting weights for me to watch is like 20, 26 for girls, like 32, those types of weights.
Okay.
So maybe starting like 45 or 52, because I think most people want. I don't know. This might be controversial, but I just feel like there's more like action in the lighter weights.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do if I wasn't going to do the state like 4-timers.
Unless it's this year, Jake. I think if he had a mic, he would be. He's making some faces back
Good
there.
thing he doesn't have a mic.
It's a good thing. Jake is an advocate for the big men, and he, in this case this year, he might be right. The 215-pound bracket in Division II is probably the toughest bracket in the state. The heavy, so there's your potential finals matchup that I wrote about. Granted, there's Cade Splinter in this bracket. There's Elliot Halvish in this bracket. Preston Krieger. This is a really, really deep bracket. Those two could potentially be the finals matchup. If they are, absolute fireworks. Max Mathias was in one of the greatest matches I've ever seen at the Kohl Center here last year in the finals. Him versus Keenbaum, Parkside guy. They went to ultimate tiebreaker, and it was just to the very end is But back to it, heavyweights this year. The D1 heavyweight final, I think, has the you're talking about a lot of action in the lightweights. Mm-hmm. I do think the heavyweights this year in the Division I bracket, there's 4 of them. They don't know how to not just wrestle and have all that action. So if it does start at 106, I think with the 215 and heavyweight closing things out, you can't complain because those are not matches you can miss. It's simple as that. But I did have, I wrote an article about some of the best finals matches that I would potentially like to see. I'll give you guys a couple of them. One of them would be Zahn Beal versus Lincoln Swick, Oconomowoc and Arrowhead. These guys are 1 and 2 in the state. They're 1-1 against each other. Swick is the 7 seed as a freshman, but he beat Beal, the 1 seed, at sectionals a couple weeks ago. That one, that's a rubber match between those two. So and it's been great every time. So that one would be one that I think a lot of people would like to see. It's 120 pounds at the end. Another one would be Colton Bolling and Shane Rochon, Dodgeville and Evansville. Bolling won the state title last year as a freshman. Rochon was a sophomore last year, lost to Bolling in the finals. He won a title as a freshman. So both of them are state champs. Bolling, stopped him from winning his second as a sophomore. They're on opposite sides of the bracket. That one could take place. And then one more, which I think this match is going to be fireworks. If it happens, it's going to be a lot of fireworks. Gavin Walters, Max Hay. That would be Mr. Brian Walters' son. Walters going to Parkside. Hay's going to SIUE. Those guys are kind of allergic to boring matches. If you've ever watched Max Hay wrestle at the Kohl Center, he doesn't have boring matches. Gavin Walters is a guy with supreme confidence in himself, and you kind of see it in his wrestling. I think it could potentially be a chippy match. It could be high scoring, lots of exchanges. They're both explosive. Max Hay is like one of the most explosive guys in Wisconsin wrestling right now. He's just lightning in a bottle. Have you guys seen any of these individuals wrestle? Would any of those matches pique your interest?
Yeah, I saw Walters wrestle for the first time at the Big Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
When he backflipped for his entrance onto the mat rather than celebrating afterwards. So when you say supreme, when you say supreme confidence, he is literally the definition of that. And he was telling me beforehand.
I've never seen that.
He was telling me beforehand, like, he wasn't on paper. Like,
I got
the
Evan
person-
Wick calling me right now.
Oh, man.
This guy's clearly not watching.
You got connections.
Shout out to Evan. He's wrestling on RAF tomorrow Saturday night in Tempe. Anyways,
I forgot his name.
I'm
Walters.
sorry. Gavin Walters, Supreme
Yeah.
Confidence, doing a backflip before.
Yeah, he was telling me, I didn't really know about the matchup, but he was telling me on paper he wasn't supposed to win.
DiPiazza just beat him a couple weeks ago. Before that,
Yeah.
at the WI Wrestle Duels.
Yeah,
beat
so
him.
going out there and hitting a backflip and then winning with like a last-second takedown.
Yeah, wait, I didn't even like think about that.
Yeah.
The fact that he went out to a guy that he just lost to a couple weeks ago. He does. Man, hey, had to do the backflip.
And
Had to
wins
make
with,
sure he
like-
got the backflip in case he didn't win.
Yeah.
Got it in early.
Yeah, I mean he's entertaining. He had to have shot like 50 times in that match. He has a crazy motor, so he's gonna be exciting to watch.
Yeah, and him and Hay could be. So they both missed time this year too from injury. So that I think is an interesting little wrinkle because they both have less matches than a lot of people at the state tournament. I think that's just like something to keep an eye on after you go through a whole state tournament. You got to wrestle on Saturday. I would think being as good as they are, they've got themselves in shape. But as you said, he has a motor.
Yeah.
So
Did Hay have like an overtime match last year at state?
I believe
Actually,
it was him and Newbert, and Carson Newbert obviously won the state title
Was
against
that
him.
in the
But
finals?
yeah, and
Okay.
that was overtime, right? And then I believe Hay is a 2-time finalist. I think he lost to was it Brayton Casey, Bailey's younger brother. I think he lost to Brayton Casey in the finals. Is that freshman year, Jake? Sophomore year?
And
Okay,
he's a senior now?
he's a senior. Neither of them won a state title.
Wow. And this is a potential finals match?
Yes,
Okay.
and Hay is a multiple-time 17U trials All-American, a Fargo like is legit. He's been in the national rankings. He's legit.
Yeah.
And Walters has kind of sprung onto the scene a little bit. But if he's gonna make the finals, Walters, if we've taken a look at brackets, I believe he has to beat DiPiazza, right? No, that's Swick. Swick has to beat DiPiazza.
That's in the quarters.
Can you
today.
check it? D1 126, please.
This year?
Swick and DiPiazza's in the quarters today.
Yeah,
too.
so if Swick even makes the finals, he has to beat DiPiazza in the quarters, who's a state finalist, and the 2 seed. And then he would potentially, these are all potential, right? Except for DiPiazza because he gets the bye. Then he potentially has to beat Rex Lancaster from Holman, who's the 3 seed and ranked 3rd in the state. DiPiazza's 4th. And then in the finals, if the other guy makes it, he would have Zon Beal, who's number 2 in the state. So if Swick won a state title, he potentially would have to, as a freshman, would have to beat the 2, 3, and 4 guy in the state.
Jeez.
Is that one of the hardest brackets, did you say?
It's a very difficult bracket, but as for the number 1 ranked guy, and he's a 7 seed, and he beat the number 1 seed already, that's a brutal draw.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a brutal draw. What's that? Brutal draw for DiPiazza, too, because if DiPiazza wins the state title, he has to do exactly what Swick has to. He's got to beat number 1, number 2, and number 3, because he's 4. So as a 2 seed, that's a terrible draw.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if like you look at your bracket and you're just like on the senior level and it's you have to be when they're all at the same weight, like it goes Derringer, Dake, Burrows. That would be tough.
If you come out of there on top, you're the man. You are the man.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a OW situation potentially on our hands. Where are we at here? Oh, all right. I think it's time. We have a giveaway that we need to bring up here. So, guys, we do this every year, but this year it's changed up a little bit. The tickets, we're giving away 2 tickets for the state finals this year. If you want a chance to win, I know people are watching on Rokfin and YouTube. Jake, are we on TikTok? Okay. People are watching on Rokfin, YouTube, Facebook. If you want a chance to win these tickets for the state finals, Jake, do you have a photo of them? Right here, somewhere in this vicinity. I didn't know the exact number. You might be the 1st row, you might be the 3rd row. I'm not quite sure, but you're right in this vicinity here. So I made sure to sit in the 4th row when I took the photos. I didn't have the ticket number. What do you guys want from me? I didn't have the ticket number. I didn't know. But I know it's right in that vicinity. It's right in the middle of the Kohl Center, so you can look either way. If you want a chance to win those tickets for the state finals, you have to be in the Facebook comments. We are going to pick a winner from the Facebook comments at random. And if you don't believe me, watch our vlog later. We'll prove that it's at random. You need to, in the Facebook comment, you need to, what should they have to do, guys, to enter? What should they have to comment about?
Comment emoji. Their favorite emoji. I don't know. What do you think?
I
Comment
think
one
last year we
thing
did
that you
your
love
favorite
about
state, the state finals match you were most excited for, I think, is what we did last year. What do we think?
That's good.
What should they have to comment?
Or like a wrestler they're excited to watch or something.
What are you going to say, Cross?
I said comment one thing that you like about RQ.
Oh, that's very nice.
There's going to be no comments. there's going to be no, everyone's going to refute. There's going to be an absolute silence. It's just blank. They're like, well, what do we do now? And then no one's going to enter. You know what? Let's do that. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do.
Just comment your favorite matchup.
Yeah. From your favorite potential matchup, one caveat, you cannot pick your son or daughter if they're wrestling. You have to pick somebody else for your favorite potential matchup that could happen this weekend. You cannot pick your son or daughter, though. You have to highlight a different match that you might be looking forward to, because obviously most of you are probably excited to watch them wrestle. Kidding. But if you want a chance to win those tickets, once again, Jay, can you pop those up for the state finals? Comment in the Facebook chat your favorite potential matchup that you are looking forward to this weekend. Cannot be your own child that you're that you're looking forward to watching. And we will pick that winner and announce it in the second half of the show. But we're not done yet. We have a special guest that's joining us. He was here last year. He's here again. He's a friend of the program, friend of the show, owner, founder of Combat Corner, Crosby's boss. So this is great. I'm really excited for this dynamic. We got Dan LaSavage joining the show here. We'll get him on, get him situated. Yeah, good idea, Crosby. Get a clap going, Crosby. That's a good idea. Dan, thank you for joining us. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. I feel weird behind this table.
Don't know what to do? Yeah. Let's see. What do I do with my hands? You want a pen to hold on to? Yeah. Clicker, yeah, mess around with it. Yeah, that's better. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. I wanted to ask you right off the rip though. What are you most excited for? There's so much that incumbents the state weekend, whether it's just socializing with people, it's wrestling, watching a specific match. Sometimes people are more excited about the semifinals than they are the finals. Sometimes it's a specific match. What gets you the most excited for this weekend? What is the one thing that you're looking forward to a lot?
For the wrestling specifically, obviously, I'm most invested in girls wrestling right now. And then as far as the weekend itself is to see and talk and hang out with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Is there any matches or a specific girl that you know, because obviously your daughter, we know your daughter has wrestled and she's wrestled with a lot of these girls growing up. Is there anybody specific that you just kind of, you enjoy watching wrestle? They're really good. You have a relationship with them, anything like that?
Well, I mean, on the girls' side, like I think 10 of the 12 top seeds have all wrestled on our travel teams and stuff like that. So very excited to see them perform. A couple of them may have matchups against each other with a couple 2 and 3 seeds that also wrestle with us.
Yeah.
There's not an individual match that I think is the one that I'm like most excited to see, but I'm excited to see all of them perform and chase that state title. So
yeah. How many years have you been coming here for the state tournament?
I think this is probably the 4th or 5th. So not
in a row.
Not that many as far as that goes, but
yeah. Hey, but it's unique. It's one of a kind. So, Crosby, I'll let you get things going though. I know he's got
I don't want to talk to this guy.
Nobody does.
I guess
you got a few questions lined up for him.
I have 2. First off, this one's probably the more important one. Who's your favorite employee at Combat Corner?
I mean,
is that another employee standing over there?
Yeah, Grant gets the nod because he's here right now early in the morning. He woke up at 6 to get here, you know.
I was up at 5.
Yeah, but you're working for WIAA Wrestle right now.
All right. All right. Different question. Is there anything that the state of Wisconsin should do differently to promote women's wrestling?
Yeah, that's a great question. You've ran a lot of events, right? You've obviously been in the mixed martial arts world. You fought, so you've experienced, you know, some really big events itself as a competitor, and you've put on and promoted some super big events. So that's a great question. Just kind of pick your brain. You're welcome. But like, what are not saying anything's wrong now, but like if there was something that you could add to it or something that you would put emphasis or focus on.
I don't know. I think they do a great job in the fact that, as you guys were talking about before, the merger potential of 1, 2, and 3, which I don't think will ever happen for men. And I think it's good that there's all the divisions for the men's divisions to keep that high level of competitors at the tournament and things like that. But for the girls, I think they should always keep it, no matter how big it gets, a single division, which makes it more prestigious, but also allows it to be at the same event. I think having it all together, the girls and the boys, is cool. I think if they split it off, it would definitely reduce the amount of eyeballs that are watching girls wrestling.
I would agree.
What I spoke about last year, though, is the same thing I'll speak about forever, is that it should be freestyle wrestling for girls. So,
yeah, I think, Matea, did you have last year? No, I know, but last year, were you in agreement with that? Do you remember that?
We were just talking about that
Oh,
before
you were?
the show. Yeah.
What do you, I mean, just simple
Well, we
as that?
think it should be freestyle, but I mean, not Nate, Jacob was mentioning how there's like just not the refs or whatever. I think we talked about this last year.
The education
not
of the refs,
and
right?
then,
I
like,
think
the coaches.
yeah, and New York did do it. New York is, from their inauguration, has done freestyle wrestling. And I think this is
at first, probably.
It wasn't that bad, to tell you the truth. And then
Okay.
I think this is their third year doing it. Maybe it's the second. I don't know. But I've talked to the New York director and things like that, and they're very happy that they've chose that route. And it was not as big of a hurdle as
you might
people have
think.
made it out to be.
I mean that. I agree. It should be. I think it's possible, right?
I agree. I don't think it's as difficult as people make it seem.
And
I think we should try it.
Well,
Right.
I
With
mean, it's going to
college
give
too.
those girls a huge edge for the girls who do want to transition into college wrestling. And the idea that sticking folk style is going to prevent anyone from participating, I think, is incorrect. And all the things you learn from folk style wrestling, high school wrestling, you can learn just the same by participating in the same exact sport, just with a slightly different rule set.
Saying like coaching wise, like
Well, people-
because that's definitely a concern. Is yes, where we live, there's an abundance of coaches that know freestyle, but potentially in different areas around the state, they don't. And they might not be the best person to be teaching a leg lace or
I have to
parterre
say,
or something.
I have to say, like with coaching, there's great coaches in high school, and then there's mediocre coaches in high
Sure.
school.
That
could be the same thing with this. It's like people may start mediocre, and then the level will rise. You got to start it somewhere. Like it's the same thing. Build it, they will come type scenario.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I agree.
It's a good
Because
movie.
I feel like there's even coaches now in high school that maybe have never even wrestled and they kind of just were thrown into the position. Maybe they were like a teacher or something.
Yeah, and they
So I
needed somebody.
agree.
So it's
like
still
people can learn.
They can learn.
Gonna
for
happen
sure.
a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
Matea, I'll let you. I mean, you're already on the floor here. What? Go ahead.
I think you stole part of my question.
Did I?
Yes. Like, who's your favorite wrestler to watch? But
Oh.
my other, or like to,
I'm
yeah,
good.
my other question, I guess, is like, do you have any teams that you and Juliana are excited to watch? Like girl teams here?
Specifically, it's mostly individuals that are on in teams because they're spread across the state.
Yeah.
But and that's what I love about this tournament is an individual tournament, and the same reason why that when you're talking about D1, 2, 3, like I think the idea of individuals shouldn't align to what division you're in. As far as for the team state, it should makes more sense, right?
Yeah. Especially with the enrollment of schools and things like that.
But for the girls, like most of the girls that have traveled with us are the girls obviously we're going to be rooting for and going to be watching. But there's a lot of other girls that we've seen throughout the years that it's exciting to see them wrestle as well and get their shot at competing and going after a state title.
It is. I've spoken just in the past few years at the state tournament. I've asked just because I'm curious, and who better to ask than the people competing. But I've asked a handful of the girls, would they ever want to be in a different venue, like for their own, like boys and girls basketball. They play on different weekends. They play at two different venues and whatnot. It's completely separated. The state tournament. I asked some of the girls wrestlers, and obviously they don't speak for everyone, but they're the people that I've asked that are here, and obviously they're very good. And the concept, like straight across the board, has been that they would rather stay here than break it off to have their own. So I think the argument sometimes is like highlight specifically just the girls, like let them have their own event, their own thing. But the ones I've spoken to have all felt that they would rather be here because it is, I mean, this is one of the greatest environments for athletics.
I think this highlights it much better than if it was broke off. They did have the lacrosse tournament. Was that WIAA or was that the final one before WIAA where they had it in lacrosse?
It was like the first WIAA.
Yeah, and that was
one.
very, very small, like as far as the attendance goes and things like that. So this is way more eyeballs, way more prestige, and I believe after the first year, everyone felt that. So
Yeah, and the boys, I mean, because it's not one division, I feel like it is kind of the same. You got Division 1, 2, and 3, so you're spreading out the eyeballs on that too anyways. It's not like it's just the one division and one mat that you're wrestling on. So it's already being spread out in that regard. So I'm there on that one. Dan, you guys obviously have really dove into the wrestling world. You know, and we obviously work with you guys and stuff, and you make all these singlets and all sorts of gear and stuff. Maybe just thinking about us, is there a headache that I give you ever? That
I mean, you're a headache, yeah. That's, but no, I think you guys do a great job, you know, in general. So we're happy to be part of like Wisconsin wrestling and working with WIAA Wrestle and really all the clubs, a lot of the youth clubs, you know, or elite clubs, the city-based clubs, all the way into the high school programs and things like that. So
are you guys with a bunch of other states? Because the reason I asked then is if you are then, and you're saying yes, you get a look at how other states run, right? Whether it's their governing body like the WIAA or whatever the other states ones are called, and kind of how their operations go a little bit. You're probably getting a little bit of an inside look. Where would you compare Wisconsin with the others on? Because sometimes I think people take, in my opinion, people take for granted how, yes, there's always things that can be fixed, and there are always things that can be better, and you should strive for that. But I personally believe that people do take for granted how good we do have it in Wisconsin compared to other states. But you have seen different situations.
Well, from what I understand, you know, like the way our high school state tournament is ran, the presentation, all that stuff is very high level. So like everyone should be happy with what we have going on here. As far as my experience out of state with competitions and things like that, a lot of them are not associated directly with the state organizations and things like that, but just from what I've been told and what other people tell me from these other states is as I hear or see their events, like Wisconsin does a great job.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I've seen some other stuff, but nothing ever seems to compare to Wisconsin. I don't know if you guys have ever traveled to any other like high school state tournaments or anything. Have you guys been to Illinois or anything like that?
Nope.
No. Okay. We all just stick around Wisconsin, I guess, huh?
It's the best state.
Okay. Well, Dan, I want to say thank you for taking the time to join us. We have to get to a break here, but we will be back in about 10 minutes, and we will be doing the ticket giveaway. We will also be doing another giveaway of the, I don't know what kind, but we're going to give away a pair of shoes. Caden brought shoes. We're going to give away a pair of the Caden Henschel shoes. Excuse me, they're not Caden Henschel shoes. They're Choosing Higher shoes. Caden, dude, he's standing right here. I called him Caden. What do you want me to do? Okay, we're giving away. They are sick though. I actually have a pair right here. These are not. Darn. These are not to be given away. These are one of a kind. They're unique, and I wear them. But we will be giving away a pair of shoes and tickets in the second hour. But again, Dan, thank you for taking the time to join us. I appreciate it. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to share?
No final thoughts. If you guys see me around this weekend, say hi.
Yeah, say hi to him. Tell him that he made the right choice for his favorite employee. It's definitely not Crosby. Crosby's also the last person to show up here today. So, shocker there. But guys, we will see you in the second hour. We got a couple of guests. We have a major guest coming on too, a couple of them. Super excited for that. So we will see you guys shortly.
Hello.
Taking a video, not a picture?
Gosh. Brought to you by Gary's Meat. All right. That fuels Wisconsin coaches.
How'd that happen?
Sinclair's got some really, really sharp nails, even though he pretend like they're not. Daggers. You go daggers.
I cut them 3 days ago. I didn't file them, but I cut them.
He cut them after he cut me.
I choose to say weak eyes, maybe.
Weak eyes.
Is that possible?
I'm building up my eye skin strength right now, apparently.
Summer cooking in the kettle in Kettle Moraine. It's a great event. My guy Jacob standing over here. Here he comes. Here he comes. Woo! Jake kind of got this organized with the Kettle Moraine people. He did a lot of the back end work. It looks fantastic. The vibes are high. Jake, what's our stress level at?
Besides from the internet going down for like a half hour, I think we're good. The seams though on these mats are a little curving up, but I think we're ready to roll. We got a national anthem, and then we're gonna get things rolling.
You want to know the secret part that we haven't told anybody yet?
What?
Jake and I are wrestling.
Oh my.
awesome. It's good to come out and support Coach Ben. You know, we all miss him, so it's good to just know that this is all taking care of him. So.
How do you feel about wrestling on a football field? Is it kind of cool idea?
It's sweet. Yeah, I like it. I think mats aren't too hot, so it's fun. You know, nice little breeze, so it's sweet.
We put it on the shirt. I mean, we're always looking out for Ben. We appreciate everything he's ever done for the sport here in Wisconsin. This event's awesome. I mean, you got this many kids wrestling on a Thursday night. I think it's great that we're having a wrestling tournament on a football field. Just start doing things to make people excited about the sport.
Dude, awesome. We got the food trucks out here. You guys had awesome raffles. We're outside. The weather's beautiful. Can't get any better.
Proudly we hail the home of the brave.
Awesome. This is a great tournament. Can't predict the weather, but everything turned out great. Boys are having fun.
It's been 16 years, so that's something. Football field's fun though. Yeah, it's fun to come out here and be an example for the kids and just scrap and have some fun.
It was pretty fun. I went 2-1. Yeah.
What are you most excited for?
The food trucks. I think it's great so far. Beautiful day, big crowd, fantastic way to honor Ben.
2025 Fargo, sponsored by Garen's Beef Sticks. They're really, really good. You should go check them out.
We made it. How do you feel?
Amazing. Ready for a day of wrestling.
There you go, Crosby. 10 minutes in. Second piece connected.
Pretty good, by my standards.
Sitting down, and I call it like the art of wrestling or whatever, and it's like, kids don't understand what the ride is really like. It's not linear. Ben talked about this the other day. You don't just get better. Time never stops. Your skills can get better. You're gonna jump levels. That will be exciting. You're gonna plateau. This is where the goods get great. It's when they're bored. They don't quit. They keep wrestling when they're bored. This is the hardest part, learning curve. New technique, new weight class, new coach, new system. There's all kinds of different reasons why you'll have a learning curve, okay? This is hard for young wrestlers to understand. But this is the process, and it just repeats over and over and over again.
conference for Bucknell? What conference?
So this is him. This is the
WIAA.
How do I
Champ. I won the team race. I'm a one-man show.
You see,
I've actually never got a belt.
Yeah, yeah. You should give it to him. Give it to him.
Yeah. Let's go.
That's fun. It's pretty sweet.
How'd you guys come up with this
let
idea?
me see Duffy.
I don't know where I thought of it.
I ain't hungry. Why he do that to me? Why he do that to me?
Say hey,
Why he
say
do
no
that to
way.
me?
Say
Why
hey, no way.
Why he do that to me?
Hey, no way.
Why he do that to me?
We will see you guys, I don't know, soon. And one more time, Corey.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Taking a video, not a picture?
Gosh. Brought to you by Gary's Meat. All right. That fuels Wisconsin coaches.
How'd that happen?
Sinclair's got some really, really sharp nails, even though he pretend like they're not. Daggers. You go daggers.
I cut them 3 days ago. I didn't file them, but I cut them.
He cut them after he cut me.
I choose to say weak eyes, maybe.
Weak eyes.
Is that possible?
I'm building up my eye skin strength right now, apparently.
Summer cooking in the kettle in Kettle Moraine. It's a great event. My guy Jacob standing over here. Here he comes. Here he comes. Woo! Jay kind of got this organized with the Kettle Moraine people. He did a lot of the back end work. It looks fantastic. The vibes are high. Jake, what's our stress level at?
Besides from the internet going down for like a half hour.
And we are back live from the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. Dreams are going to come true, and some really down moments are also going to come to fruition. But that's what makes this weekend so special. Saturday night, though, guys, you see what it looks like right now? This is what it's going to look like on Saturday night. One of the greatest photos of the state tournament I have ever seen. I can't read that far, Jake. Who was Brad Replinger? I mean, this is an all-time photo in my opinion. This is what's going to look like Saturday night when we get things kicked off. I get goosebumps thinking about it, but I'm not the only one here. Again, on the far end, my friend Caden, he's joining us. He's watching the chat right now. We also just picked the winner on a random scroll, and I said stop, and where we stopped is how we picked our winner. That's verification. I had eyewitnesses here, credible eyewitnesses. Caden, who is our winner for the ticket giveaway? These are the tickets that they will be winning. Can we cue to that real quick? You've got seats to the state finals, 2 seats to the state finals tickets right here in this vicinity. Caden, who is the winner?
Yeah, Colin Nelson, congratulations. You won the tickets. Congratulations. You're the lucky winner.
What was his favorite match that he's looking forward to seeing?
His favorite match was Stevens versus Ingham 2.
Stevens versus Ingham 2. Okay, so he's picking Hunter Stevens to beat Max Gonzalez. I like that, Colin Nelson, going with Hunter Stevens. I believe they wrestled earlier this year, and I believe it was a 6-0 win for Hunter Stevens. By state finals, 6. That's a that is a competitive match, and that guy's number 5 in the country. Weston Ingham, he's a dog. He's been in the state finals before. That's a good pick. Good pick. Congratulations. We will DM you if somebody knows him. Tell him to pay attention to his DMs on Facebook. We will DM him after the show and make sure we get you your tickets for this weekend. Sitting next to Caden is my friend Matea Hansen, formerly Matea Rail, now Matea Hansen. What's new, Matea?
There's really nothing new.
From an hour ago. Good point. Good point. Good point. that is a good point. All right. Well, moving on. Crosby Schlosser, you had some complaints after the first hour. You said people were all ganging up on you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I came in here on my own free will to help you guys out. And what happens? I get roasted for the last 20 minutes of the show, so not very excited for the second half.
I asked him to cite his sources and give me one thing other than his own doing of calling himself the GOAT, and he couldn't do it. So one more chance. How did you get roasted?
I don't know, man. I mean, I call myself the GOAT once. You've called me it, 10 times now? So
you started it.
Am I the GOAT? Who knows?
You started it. Okay, and I did say we're going to be doing another giveaway. So that second giveaway, if we can go back to Mr. Caden, we're going to but we are going to give away a pair of Choosing Higher shoes.
Still saying it wrong, RQ.
Do it.
Chosen Higher, Choosing
Yes, sir,
Higher,
yes, sir,
plurals,
yes, sir.
plurals, Chosen Higher shoes.
Yep.
Okay, it's like plural. Or ing. What is ing? It's not plural. That's an
Holy
S.
crap.
Whatever
Chosen
ing
Higher.
is.
All right.
Chosen Higher
all right.
shoes.
I'm
What do
just
they
gonna
have to
take it
do?
over. I'm gonna take it over.
Perfect.
All right. I want you guys to give me your favorite color on a wrestling shoe. Just drop your favorite color in the chat, and you can win a free pair of. You can get anything on the website, like shoe-wise, but the new XXV model. It's the only shoe that you can actually get with a zipper in it. I take out the laces because it's just so simple. But yeah, I've been wearing these all the time. I love them. So just comment your favorite color of your wrestling shoe in the chat.
What chat do they have to comment in to win?
We're
Can
gonna
it
say
be any?
Facebook. Go to Facebook. Go to Facebook.
Have to be on the WI Wrestle Facebook. Search it if you're not in that chat. Be on the WI Wrestle Facebook. Favorite color.
Yep. Favorite color of a wrestling shoe.
And we will announce that towards the end of the show. So you got to stick around for that to find out if you are the winner.
100%.
Perfect.
That's it.
And we have a guest, a really special guest here, waiting off to the side. I want to get him in here because this is going to be a great conversation. Doug Parker, he is the superintendent at Bigfoot. Well, Bigfoot. I was going to say Bigfoot High School, but he's the superintendent over at Bigfoot. He's also the co-chair of the classification committee. And for those of you that don't know what it is, he's basically the guy that spearheads competitive balance, which has been a hot topic in the wrestling world. Now we've got you here. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna dive in deep on this one. So I know Caden obviously is still monitoring the comments. We got some guests behind the camera as well that just walked in. But Doug, how are you doing? And are you ready for?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
How's well, okay, so the first thing I want to ask, so we're kind of all on the same page here. Could you explain how the points are awarded? How you essentially accumulate points as a team to either move up or move down a division? How that works?
Absolutely, it's a 4-step process. So the first step is ranking all the teams by enrollment, pure enrollment, right? The second step in the process are what's called a request. So if you've had a rough time in the tournament over years, you can ask to move down a division.
No matter your enrollment size.
No matter your enrollment size.
Okay.
Committee looks at that. Then the tournament performance points are assigned. So each year at the state tournament, the winning team.
Team state tournament.
The winning team gets 4 points for a championship.
Okay.
3 points for second, 2 points for being at the tournament, right? Over a 3-year period, if you accumulate 6 points, you get promoted up a division. So that's the third step. And then the 4th step is an appeal process. So if you are getting moved up a division, you can appeal that to the committee. Once those 4 steps take place, then the divisions are set and we're ready to roll.
And so how, I may have missed this, these points, they don't, if you get points in 2022, they don't stick around forever, right? At
3 years.
Every 3 years?
Every 3. It's a 3-year rolling number.
Okay, so by rolling you mean 2025 will count?
Yep, 2025.
It'll just be that 3-year window. It's not 3-year block and then 3-year block.
Right. It's the last 3 years.
Okay. And that's how okay, so my first question then to you would be, isn't that, if you're getting promoted, you're promoting the best teams. Is that not just making Division I harder? Because there's nowhere for the Division I teams to go. If they have all the success, they're just stuck there. And if if a Coleman or a Luxembourg Casco or whatever team it has, is that not just kind of making the Division I like much tougher than the Division II or Division III?
Well, not necessarily. Right now, there's, I believe, 3 teams promoted from 3 to 2, and only 1 team from 2 to 1. So the argument could be Division II is really the hardest division right now. But it's not really about that, and it's about calibrating competitive balance. This conversation all started back in the 2000s when the public and private schools merged, right? There was an immediate perceived imbalance in multiple sports. So the first committee got put together in 2014 to look at this problem, right? And since then, the landscape of high school athletics has changed. In listening to your previous guest, he was talking about the elite clubs around the Milwaukee area and all these kids that are wrestling year-round. We didn't have that back in the 80s and 90s when I was coaching and wrestling, right? None of that existed. So much specialization going on, right? There's just so much to it. And then you add in open enrollment, school choice, all of those types of things. So the committee was put back together in 2020, right after the pandemic, to look at the issue of competitive balance again. Because in the end, the question remains, should divisions be solely set on how many kids are in your school, right? If you're really good in algebra, do you get moved up to geometry? Or do you get stuck in algebra and have to sit there?
I wasn't good at math, so.
Right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to calibrate and make it competitive for everybody at all levels. And to do that with one system in all sports was very difficult to come up with a system.
Well, 2 questions then. If you're trying to make it competitive at all levels, that feels like I would think like a youth tournament I feel like would be a good example where the coaches or a middle school tournament where they rate the guys a 1, 2, or 3, and they try to match up the 1 rated guys with the 1s and then the 2s with the 2s. Isn't that essentially the same? So
It's a good analogy.
But
that is a good analogy.
But the 3s or the 1s, whatever, the 3s are we'll call it the 3s. Those are the worst guys, so they're keeping them together so they're competitive with each other. Is it not supposed to be competitive evenly across the board and more competitive with the people that they're competing with? Like keep that.
Now you got to remember, we've only promoted 4 teams in wrestling. There better still be some pretty good teams in every division, right? We're not reshuffling the whole deck like a youth tournament where every kid gets rated. We're saying that if you show over a 3-year period that you have this level, right, 6 points, you've earned the 6 points, then you're going to get promoted 1 division. Now, think about this. What if you're that team who the team always beats you at sectionals? Always beats you at sectionals. You can't get past that team. And for whatever reason, that team has a competitive advantage. Now,
enrollment would be a competitive advantage, wouldn't it? Like the size of your school?
Sometimes
you have
it
a
is,
bigger,
sometimes
you have a bigger
it
pool
isn't.
to pick from?
If you go back through the dual records of the best teams around the state, there's a lot of them who wrestle teams that are 2, 3 times their school size and do just fine, right? It's not always about enrollment. In fact, there's a lot of schools over 1,000 kids whose wrestling teams aren't very good.
There is, and that's a different conversation because that's So for those that might have been confused, because I was, and I asked about this previously, but the sectional assignments, that sort of thing, the geographic sectional assignments, those are not related to competitive balance. So if that is one of your guys' questions or concerns, that is a completely different thing that has nothing to do with you guys.
Correct.
They do not decide how sectionals are made up. They decide the promoting and demoting, essentially, of teams. Guys, also, please feel free to jump in if you have questions. I know I kind of was shutting you out there a little bit.
Can you explain how a team gets demoted? Is it only when a coach reaches out to go down?
Yeah, like a Division I team that isn't qualifying for the state tournament, but they've always been a Division I team. Do they get the opportunity to go down because they're not good?
They would have to request and have a reason to do so.
Gotcha.
We haven't ever made state or something with that. Like, what's considered a reasonable request? Because what if they are a school that is over 1,200 students, but they've never made it out? They've never made it to the sectionals. They have a full lineup.
There's 8 factors built in that we look at, and they have to explain their reasoning in those factors. And really what it comes down to is, are you just not winning, or are you really not competing? You know, you're getting beat, was it 72-0 now? 6 times 14. Are you getting beat 72-0 all the time, or you know, 68-6? Yeah, and we look at all those factors. It's a whole, what we call preponderance of evidence, a whole bunch of evidence to make that decision. It's not just one simple thing like we've never won it, so we get to move down.
So a team like Coleman, and they're a hot topic right now because obviously they were in 3, they're up in 2.
Yep.
And everyone said, I believe, if the way the points work out, if they make the finals in Division II this year, they would be promoted up.
Yep.
But a St. Croix Falls, who won Team State last year, and then if they were to make the finals again, they're getting all these points, they wouldn't go up.
That is a false statement. If St. Croix Falls has earned the 6 points, they will get moved up as well, and they both have the opportunity to appeal to stay back in Division II. Now, this year was a little bit of an anomaly because they redrew the lines. With the new format, there were some teams that used to be Division I are now Division II, right? And some teams that were 2 and now are Division III.
Redrew the line as in what qualified them to be a D2 or D3 or D1 team?
Yeah, how many teams qualify in each division.
That happened with the changing of the amount going to state and stuff like that?
Yep, correct. So because of that, and a few years ago, volleyball went from 4 divisions to 5.
They added a whole division.
When they added a new division, the lines got redrawn. So that's why the St. Croix Falls thing and the Coleman thing look a little different, but after this year's state tournament, it won't.
I don't know about where your guys' thoughts are, but I'm a little hung up on, well, actually, I have many thoughts. For girls, it's 1 division right now. If they go to 2, does that...
Then it would be applied to the girls' divisions as well.
Any thoughts on that, Mateo?
Would it be the same, like the same division for the boys and girls then? Like all the teams would be in the same division?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's like a girls' team
all depends on how many teams there are and how the Coaches Association decides to break up that tournament.
Okay. Do you see the girls going to 2 divisions anytime soon?
That'd be more of a WIAA question. I don't know the numbers, but as fast as it's growing, it would not surprise me that within at least 3 to 5 years, you'll see 2 divisions.
A conversation of it at least
yes,
happening?
Yes, absolutely. I think the conversations behind the scenes are happening now among the coaches, the wrestling coaches. It just comes down to total number of girls participating.
Okay.
Though that's what I really don't know. You know, when they start filling out teams more, you know, could that be in the next 2 years? Maybe. I know our girls team at Bigfoot has tripled in size over the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, the growth is crazy.
Yeah, booming. And what you guys are involved in, are you guys involved? Because I've had a gripe. This is the one gripe I had from the very beginning, and I'm really hoping you're the man to speak to.
Sure.
You guys, I love that you guys changed to have only a sectional for individuals to go to. Was that?
That was Coaches Association as well, recommendation to the WIAA.
Okay, well, I love that, but I hated that there's 6 teams at a team sectional. So that's not you.
That's not me.
Okay, got it. See, I'm crossing my wires a lot here.
And I appreciate you bringing me on and kind of clearing some of this up, because the wires do get crossed a lot, and we want to make sure everybody understands what competitive balance is.
Yeah, it does feel like, though, Kaden, I don't know if there's anybody commenting that has anything worthy in the chat to bring up.
I mean, a couple of things, and I'm sure it's like it's covered under a bubble, right? But I guess one thing here, how do you guys justify moving a school of 300 into a Division I with schools 7 times their size? I think, you know, the consensus.
That's the enrollment thing, and I think.
Which was basically covered. But then as far as Adam here is talking about the appeal process, that you guys won't meet in person for that, or what would that process look like?
They fill out a form that has all the information that we ask for, and then the committee meets and talks about it, votes, and then, you know, has their ruling or whatever you want to call it.
I guess kind of my thoughts is like, maybe this isn't the goal, but it's just what it's like seeming to be. It's almost like devaluing the value of a state championship the lower division like you go. Because like at one point, if you're gonna have all the good kids like Division I, like heck, you could have a guy who places 6 that could easily win, let's say like D3, which is like it's kind of like crazy to think per se. I just want to hear maybe your take on like the whole idea of the divisions. It's almost like JV divisions, you could say, right?
I don't think so. I think you're kind of getting misled by 1 or 2 really good teams getting moved up, and maybe on a certain year, Division III or Division II might not be as competitive, but some years it's going to be more competitive, right? So it just depends on the year, and things need to calibrate, especially with the new format and how many kids from each division and the new sectional format needs to calibrate a little bit, and you're going to see teams step up. Again, back to your previous guest, he's talking about elite clubs and kids wrestling year round. So again, we didn't have that 15, 20 years ago. So why is enrollment of your school the only determining factor on what division you should be in? That doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying I even disagree with you. I'm just saying like winning a D1 state title could be 10x of what that could mean in like D3. Like that's just potentially.
As a team you're talking about, or as an individual?
I think a little bit of both. As an individual, so generally to move up, right, you have to have overall a good team. And what takes to be a good team is most of your wrestlers are going to be pretty good. Now, there will be, no matter what, there's always going to be some very elite guys that are in Division 2 or 3 that might not be on a team that's very good, but they themselves are they could be nationally good, very, very elite. That will always, no matter what, will always be the thing. But the overall quality of, it takes 14 to get to state, right? Those guys are going to be moving up. So like the depth of like the overall toughness of say Division 1 or 2 feels like it would be higher because they're being promoted kind of back to that youth talk with the 3s, the 2s, and the 1s. It does feel that way, that they're being promoted based on their skill level. So it's competitive balance amongst each other because they're all the best in Division 1. It's balanced amongst themselves, but it's not balanced amongst the other divisions. Like the Division 1 would be tougher than the Division 2. Division 2 would be tougher. Does the committee not see it that way then?
Again, the committee created this for all team sports, not just wrestling. So we were tasked with coming up with a plan that would work for all sports, right? And would avoid litigation, was fair to public, private, rural, urban. Like we haven't even gotten into those kind of conversations. Like, up north, there's not as much school choice. Around the city areas, high populated areas, there is open enrollment and school choice. Creates 2 different factors, right? Kids move in the high populated areas, but
you got to go up 45
north,
minutes to get to a different school.
Right, so you're not losing kids, right? It's just another factor. It's one of the things, just like demographics. Minnesota's, we looked at so many different states and so many different types of competitive balance formulas and stuff. Minnesota does it solely on free and reduced lunch, on poverty.
Oh, really?
And demographics. So we looked at that, but Wisconsin's its own state with its own variables. And so, like you were talking earlier about the other different state tournaments and how Wisconsin's awesome.
Yeah.
And it really is. But we have our own circumstances, so the committee built this to fit all team sports for Wisconsin's circumstances. Does it fit perfect? Is it the best absolute solution possible? We're still working on that. We get feedback from all the sports, all the coaches associations. We've got a meeting coming up in April. We've got some things to talk about, and we're still trying to make it better. It's not the best, but it works, and our membership wants it. So here we are.
My final question to you, and this is a question of I don't know, so I'm just asking. Because seemingly there would be a issue or a fault in the system prior that was essentially trying to be fixed, I'm assuming, to want to put this into place. What was that fault or issue that was trying to be fixed or corrected for the reason that competitive balance and the committee was formed? classification committee was
You
formed?
bet. Again, it's the perceived imbalance of equity. I'll give you a great example. So a few years ago, we were hosting a level 4 football game. And there were, I won't tell you the names of the teams, but 2 teams playing. One team absolutely destroyed the other team in
Must have
level
been
4.
Homestead.
Okay? And then after the game, one of the parents came up to me and my athletic director and they said, that is not a Division 4 team. It's that simple. That team right there should be playing a lot higher divisions. So that's just one example, right? If you look at some of the scores from the first round of the girls basketball tournament, you're going to see huge discrepancies. Now, we can't solve all of those. What we really want to do is we want to create a system so everybody feels like they can compete. And that could just mean winning a regional game, right? We've had schools reach out to us and say, thank you very much for what you're doing, how it's set up.
Sure.
We won our first regional game in 15 years. And you would think it was their Super Bowl or their state championship. And so, again, it's not just about the state. It's about the whole tournament and trying to make things competitive for all kids. Because in the end, we're here for educational-based athletics. How many champions are
It
there?
does feel a little bit of how I mentioned before that when we were talking about the one division situation with the boys, that the elite wrestlers are always going to be the elite, and their thoughts are not about making the state tournament. Their thoughts are about winning the state tournament. So we were saying like a regional championship, that might be their Super Bowl. Their thoughts are not about winning the state tournament as a team. Their thoughts are about winning a game or a match. I think there's some relation there. I won't say I'm fully on board, but I'm not fully against it either. I do have some, obviously, own opinions and tweaks, but I think everyone's fair to have that.
Absolutely.
Guys, if you have any other questions before I let Doug go, let me know. No?
Got
Okay.
nothing.
Is there anything that you would like to say that now that you have the chance? There's a lot of people in the wrestling world definitely appreciative, as am I, and also just listening. If there's anything you'd like to say.
No, just thanks for having me on and helping me clarify some things. And we're open. You know, I would encourage the wrestling world to talk to their wrestling coaches and have their coaches talk to the association, because that's how we get things done, right? There's a process for everything, and we take recommendations from those associations, and that's how changes will be made in this process in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right, guys. We're going to keep on moving. We have another guest. I don't know if they're ready or not. If they are ready. It's a friend of the program. He's been on the show a few times. He's a friend of ours, friend of Jake and mine. Everybody else knows him. I don't know the official title at the WIAA, but it is Mel Dow, everyone. Mel Dow. What is your
Associate Director.
Associate Director at the WIAA. Mel Dow is joining us. We've got a handful of different things we would like to ask you. I actually want to ask right off the bat, because it's topic right now with the state situation and the tickets. I know there's an uproar going on with people about tickets. Is there going to be a change going forward, or what? So the issue for those that aren't aware, is that people have not bought tickets, and at this point they cannot buy tickets. I have multiple questions. One, you guys obviously switched to it all being online, and you can only transfer them once.
Yep.
That does seem, maybe that's an app thing, not directly with you guys. Right. That seems like a little bit of an issue. But there's tickets being for sale. I'll let you go ahead and speak first on how it worked.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thanks for
Good
letting me
morning.
be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you do. Not only am I administrator over the sport of wrestling, but I'm a passionate fan of wrestling. As we know.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been an incredible part of my life, and continue moving forward with it. WIAA is educationally based athletics, and the key component behind educationally based athletics is learning from what has worked or learning what is the best practice to move forward. Okay, and we always like to say, we don't want to talk about the past practice, we want to talk about the best practice and move forward. So we're constantly evolving and finding different ways to make things more efficient, more accommodating to people's lives.
Sure.
As for the ticket issue, what a great problem to have in the state of Wisconsin, where the state individual wrestling tournament is not only a sellout, but it's selling out before the event even happens. My kids know that my favorite music group is Aerosmith, and I always wanted to go to Aerosmith. And they had their going away tour, and I waited and I waited and I waited to buy my ticket, and by the time I got around to me buying a ticket, it was sold out. And so I waited and I lost out on that opportunity. That does not necessarily mean it's a direct correlation to what we have here, but it's one of those situations where the state wrestling tournament is a hot ticket and people want to go.
When did tickets become available?
That's a great question. I'm glad that you asked. The tickets went on sale to the public on February 10th.
For the public or for like bulk orders, like groups and high school teams and stuff?
Public ticket sales went on sale February 10th. That was 3 days before the tournament series began. Prior to that, teams had an opportunity, as they've always done. Our ticket sales process has been the same for 13 years. We make it available to schools to be able to purchase their tickets.
Ahead of the public.
Yep, and they're done incrementally. You get an opportunity to buy 10 at the 100 level, then you have an opportunity to buy 14 at the 200 level or above, and then you can buy additional thereafter on certain criteria dates.
Okay.
Okay. Then we also make tickets available to what we call season ticket holders. Season ticket holders are people that have the same seat year in and year out. So they have an opportunity to repurchase their tickets. Those tickets are not UW ticket holders. There is no correlation to any of the tickets here in the arena except for suites, which we don't have control over the suites. Those are contracted services that the university has with the building. So when anybody has a suite here, it's because that they have that suite reserved for every event that's ever here in the Kohl Center. Those are not part of our ticket sales. Now, they might be fans of wrestling that are using them, or they have connections with people that are fans of wrestling.
That also have that suite and they're using it from them?
Correct.
Okay.
But what we do is we have access to 14,000, just over 14,000 seats here. And so, again, it goes to schools first to make their purchase.
Can you...
Go ahead.
I don't know about you guys, but I know you two haven't. I haven't bought tickets ever because obviously with media and stuff like that, and then previous high school, and so they just gave me a ticket. But like our high school purchase ticket. But can you buy the tickets for individual sessions, or do they sell all? Is it a group?
Nope. You can buy both. You can buy it as a 5-ticket package, all 5 sessions, or you can buy individual sessions.
That's all available at the same time. Okay. My next question would be, when February 10th?
Yeah.
What? Okay. February 10th.
Tournament series started on February 13th. Girls,
you're saying
the girls regional started on the 13th. Boys sectional started on the 14th.
Okay. When did the tickets sell out? And then day one is always a big one. I know when we do tickets for our events, we sell a bunch usually on day one. When did they sell out? And how many did you guys sell in the first day? Was that an issue like right away?
Tickets sell out in the order of finals Thursday, semifinals Friday morning, and then Saturday.
Reverse.
Okay.
That's the Saturday order. Morning.
Saturday morning is the least or the last ticket that sells out because it's the least number of kids that are competing in the event.
Yeah.
Other than obviously the showcase of the finals.
Sure.
Anyway, when we opened up ticket sales, and we went to an electronic ticketing system because our old system was no longer available.
Okay.
We had to go to a new platform.
That's why we switched.
Yep.
Okay.
We've been using this system called GoFan for a couple of years at various levels within the WIAA. This was our first run at a large event here at the state tournament. And when you talk about evaluation and doing things different or better in the future, absolutely. We have been on the line with GoFan trying to encourage them to change some of their policies.
Sure.
We actually have GoFan here in attendance this weekend because we want them to see what we're
what
we're living in this particular event.
Sure.
Talking about how can people transfer more than once. One of the reasons why that GoFan had only one ticket transfer is so scalpers didn't buy up the tickets so the general public could have access to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's obviously now created a different problem. It's shifted the problem from one area to another.
A different area.
But again, what are some other ways that we can help people manage those particular situations? As for ticket sales, on that first day that we opened it up, we sold over 12,000 tickets on day one to the schools.
On February 10th?
On February 10th. Well, actually, it was before February 10th,
Was that,
mind you.
That's total across the 5 sessions?
Yeah.
Like total? You sold 12?
Yeah.
That's still a lot of.
That's still a lot of tickets. High demand. People are wanting to come to the event.
When did it sell out?
The entire event sold out this past Monday.
Okay.
So 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Okay.
Yep.
So I know like the big concern or people were upset was that tickets went on sale before the girls sectional, but they also went on sale before the boys sectional.
Correct.
Right?
Before the entire tournament series, tickets were available to the public.
Yeah, I think there's a mix there, because for the girls having it late, would that be an issue with them just having it later? Because like you said, it didn't obviously sell out till this Monday, so it was still available, but the boys having their sectional a whole week ahead of time, they, I guess, get more time to assess if they're going to buy tickets or not. Would that be something that would change in the future in that way?
Well, we're going to take a look at every aspect of it to see what accommodations that we can make and what adjustments need to take place. Last year when we sold out the event, we talked about how we could potentially double sell the first session, meaning Thursday, because we know that we go D1 girls the first half and then D2, D3.
Like, could you sweep everyone out? Yeah.
Well, not necessarily sweep them out, but just let the natural flow of D1 fans leave, because now there'll be empty seats. Could you sell a general admission ticket for that second?
And just
to
let
get
them
more
sit
people
anywhere.
on
Yeah,
Thursday,
sit where it's
you know?
open spot versus assigned.
Some of those concepts. And that same thing applies on Friday morning for that first round of wrestle battle.
That makes sense.
Again, the D1s could be done, and then more people could come in for the second half. Those are different facility conversations that we have to have, but nothing that we could enact now with this year with how quick things were turning around. The university would have to be able to come up with more security and more staffing to be able to accommodate something like that. Again, things we'll learn and live.
Yeah, those are all my questions to it. I have a different one. I don't know if you guys have any questions for Mel. I'm going to ask one more, and then if you guys have any. My question is with the sectional assignments, because I believe that is your area, somewhat the WIAA's area of expertise. Why are the sectionals essentially grouped the way they are when I know the common argument is football does not do that? So that is my question. I don't know the answer to it. Can we not do it like football does, where, these teams are traveling around the state all year long, and maybe the worst teams don't want to travel to have a bad tournament and be done, but I would be willing to bet the best teams would be like, hey, we will go to the far end of the state for a more evened out sectional, and you spread out the best teams, and so every sectional then has, say, 2 of the really good teams, and then obviously your fill-in teams after that. Is that an option?
Yeah. So anything's an option, because the great part about the WIAA is it is a democratic association. The membership decides how things operate. The executive office, all we simply do is we implement what the membership schools are asking for.
Do they vote on that?
Yep, they vote on everything.
So you implement what's voted on.
Correct. So sport specific, that comes from coaches advisory, goes to the athletic director's advisory, principals, and then ultimately superintendents. If it's something that's a overall statewide rule, all sports applied, then the membership as a whole votes on it. But all of those areas are elected officers in those different ones. But again, if something changes, then it has to be positively or approved by all of those levels. So as we were talking previously off air, was 50.1% of the people have to say that it's what they want for that particular thing to change. As for football being different, it is different, because not every team qualifies in football. The membership has accepted that as a standalone qualifying process, because not every team makes it in the playoffs in football. Only the top teams get in. So it's not taking into consideration the teams that are struggling and would have to be forced to travel those far distances.
That don't want to go that far for
So with your question, you said, there are top teams that are making some incredible travel. Back when I was in Stoughton, we were traveling across the country because we had the resources to do it. But our neighboring teams in the conference didn't have those resources. They didn't want to have to travel. They didn't want to be forced to travel. And when you talk about when the majority of the whole, what their decision is, majority of the whole is saying, no, we like this geographic representation. We want to represent our small geographic area. And yes, there are hotbeds in every sport in different parts of the state of Wisconsin. That Fox Valley area, what a hotbed right now in the sport of wrestling.
Yeah, you were there last weekend to watch.
Yep.
You're a fan.
I'm a fan. Yes, competition rises the level all the way across. But there are certain parts of the state that we're not at that competitive level. To make us have to go all the way across the state to break up some of those teams in the Fox Valley area, 1, we don't have the funding to do it. 2, we're there for a short day, and we have to travel and all those kind of things. The membership's saying, no, let's advance by our geographic region. And if our best team gets to go forward, we'll support that best team out of our area.
That feels more, I don't know if you guys have anything here, but that to me feels more like it's the worst, and this is kind of common actually in Division 2 and 3 because like the NSIC, the teams that are in the easy section or the regionals for going to nationals, they don't want it to change, so they're cool with it. And then the best ones are just stuck. I don't know if you can say that or not, but it does kind of feel that way. It's like the best teams are stuck, and the only way it can change is by the majority of the vote, and the majority of the vote would be everybody else who is not stuck in those ones, so they don't want it to change.
I guess I look at it more along the line of it's not increasing the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Is the best way that I can describe it. We're all on the same playing field. And again, by having teams go to different parts of the state to qualify because they're a better team, that's an advantage that not everybody has an opportunity on.
Well, so is being in the bad sectional. Guys, I don't want to take up all your time.
Yeah,
is there
no
anything that you guys wanted to kick off? Crosby?
I don't really got anything. It was
he's answered a lot.
it was interesting to listen to.
It's a lot of questions that I've had.
The key thing, it's what the membership wants. And again, when majority of the membership have this is the direction that they want to go, that's where it goes. This revolutionary new process that we have for wrestling this year came from the membership. They derived it. They came up with it. They proposed it. They advocated for it. They communicated it out, and it's in place. And obviously, it's going to take some time to see how well it levels out once the dust settles to see if it really truly is what they were forecasting it to be. But we increased the number of kids that qualify for the individual state tournament.
You did?
People overlooked that. Yes, Division I went down to 14 wrestlers that qualify, but you also lost 12 teams out of Division I. Again, mathematically, you're very comparable to the number of kids that still qualified out of Division I schools to the state tournament. But Division II and III increased their number of wrestlers. So overall, the number of wrestlers increased.
That I knew, and that I liked. I remember, Jake, we've talked about this. I was so against this change at the coaches convention in the Dells 2 years ago. Went in, sat down, listened, and there was a lot of it I was for. But I think you are the person to talk to. It wasn't Doug. I think you're the person, part of the people to talk to. The team sectionals, is that you
6.
that I can?
Well,
what are we doing? What are we doing? 4.
I am
4.
the one that
It should be a short day, an event, semifinals, finals.
You know, again, I don't have a say in this, first of all. I just simply administer it, but because it comes from the coaches. But the messaging came out early from the coaches when they proposed this. Let's put more emphasis in the duel. Let's get more people wrestling in the experience that have an opportunity for a duel. And there are some situations where 6 teams are really good teams.
One situation, and you can't. Hey, we're not appeasing everybody in the other ones. We can't just all of a sudden appease them now in this one. I think 4. It's got to be an event. Wrestling needs events, not all day. Also, another one is individual sectionals going to go to formats next year? Can we do that?
There's an option for that. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Wait, going to go to what?
Individual sectionals is 3 mats right now. This year. I was at a sectional that I left at, it was like 8:20 p.m. and we started at 10 a.m. And then another one, they were still wrestling at like 10:05 p.m.
What's the reason between, of keeping it at 3 mats, or why is it at 3 mats?
So the original proposal from the Coaches Association that was approved by the board was 3 mats to give more schools the opportunity to host. With this new tournament format,
nobody wants to host, it feels like sometimes.
Correct. But what it did was it created an opportunity for more schools to be able to host. If you automatically put in that it's a 4-mat requirement, there's not a lot of schools out there that have the facilities to run 4 mats effectively to run an event. The dual format was designed for 2 mats. Again, so a lot of smaller schools would have the opportunity to host something that they were not able to host in the past. And with this format, again, they proposed 3. It was a budget was approved on 3. Now, that's where that educational piece comes in. You evaluate, okay, here's where we can make some adjustments to make this a little bit better.
Yeah.
We've already dove into the data of those particular events. One particular event started an hour late. They took an hour break, where others only took a half-hour break. And
I'm a no-break guy.
And their time in between matches was the longest by almost double of every other individual sectional.
A lot of competitive matches. You can't fly, not as many pins that you're flying through.
No, we're talking the time that a match concluded before the next match started.
Oh, on the mat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the efficiency that way.
So
what about
3 areas there that could have shortened the time? So the proposal.
Go ahead.
The proposal was built on 9 to 9.5 hours for these sectionals to take place. That was what the proposal was for a full 16 wrestler bracket, all matches wrestled. The average out of all of the 21 of the sectionals that took place was 8 hours and 40 minutes. That was the average.
Too long.
There were 3 that were over the 9.5 hours.
Well, I guess that's a different discussion because 8 hours is too long for me.
Tournament efficiency.
Yes, I agree. It's in and out. The other one that I just wanted to ask, and this is my last question, and I'll stop firing them off at you. Can we go to 9 a.m.? Every tournament throughout the entire year starts at 9 a.m., and then we push it back to take up more of people's days. Can we start sectionals at 9 a.m.?
I think, first of all, it's understanding why it was 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then going from there. Okay, the reason why it was 10 a.m. is because for teams that were having to travel to the event and not forcing teams to have to leave.
Well, if you're geographically located, it shouldn't be that far of a travel.
But when you take a look at parts of the state where they have to travel a significant distance because the number of schools are very dispersed across, is important to understand as well. So there are certain sports that talk about that a team should not have to leave before 6 a.m. in order to get to a competition. Things like that. Now, where you're forced to have to do it. If I choose to go to a tournament on the other side of the state during the regular season, that's my choice. But if a tournament series that's required, then some of those restrictions should not necessarily be in place. Another thing is the 10 o'clock start time was consistent across the state because for years, everybody complained that the brackets weren't going to be released until the last sectional got started, or the regional at that time got started. Because nobody wanted to see what somebody was, well, actually everybody wanted to see what somebody was wrestling at a different sectional.
Pick where your things at, yeah.
And there was some gamesmanship there. Well, we'll be the last regional because I want to see where my competition is. Is my competition going to be at 120 or are they going to be at 126? And then people would change their lineup because within the rules, you can change your lineup all the way up until the start of the seed meeting. So what they said was, we want a consistent weigh-in time, we want a consistent coaches seating meeting time, and a consistent start time so everybody can have their brackets released at 10 o'clock when the wrestling begins so the media could start covering the events. So some of the logic behind why some of those choices were put into place.
Just keep that 9 a.m. start time in the back of our heads.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, Mal, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy these conversations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of that. We got a few more things to get to, though, so we're gonna let you go. And once again,
sounds good.
Thank you, Mal.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Mal down. All right, so we're gonna keep moving. We got a few more things to get to, guys. I know you guys have been steadfast, hanging out over there, smiles and big ears, listening. Oh yeah. But we got a couple more things to get to. So first up, though, we have the individual team state title race is taking place, and I know that you're not the state champions in the boys division if you win here, but it is worth noting. But you know what you are is the girls. This is the last year that the girls determine their state champion, their team state championship team is here at the Kohl Center before they go to a dual format. Matea, is there anybody that can touch Milton, do you think, this year? Is there anybody that's going to be able to rival Milton and push them for a title? They won it last year. They are the favorites to go back-to-back this year. Can anybody do it, or is Milton the runaway here?
I actually think there's probably no way that any other team can catch Milton. I really don't think so. I just wrote down every girl in the Milton lineup, and it's crazy. So at 100 pounds, we have Dylan Albrecht. She's ranked number 1. She's likely going to be a state champ. I don't really see anyone coming close to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Clara Yock at 107. She's ranked number 3. She did get a really bad seed.
Yeah,
so
9 seed. And has to wrestle 1 seed number 1, Alexa Thomas for quarterfinals. That's a match to watch tonight.
How do you remember that? That's crazy.
I have looked at these brackets. I would be willing to put money on it, and I've probably forgotten more that other people have consumed on these brackets since they've come out. I think I've looked at these brackets, all of them, not just an individual one, all these brackets, more than anybody in the state. The amount I'm in them. I'm just so much. So yeah, go ahead.
In your head. But
somewhat.
So then 114, Devlin Albrecht, probably going to be in the state finals. I don't see her winning a state title.
She's Taylor Whiting.
Yeah, Taylor beat her earlier this year.
Yep.
But she has MJ in the semis, so I think she beat MJ before. So I think
she's good though. She's state finalist, MJ.
Yeah.
She's very good.
But Devlin, Devlin beat her pretty good, I think.
Yes, she did.
But MJ's a good wrestler, so that's another semifinals match I'm looking.
Just want to watch it. Yeah.
So we have like already two finalists probably. I don't know if Clara's gonna make the finals. Obviously,
She has. I mean, if she beats Thomas, I think she has a tough semi against. Somebody else is pretty good. I can't remember who it is in the semis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kaden, can you look at the, what is that, 107 girls bracket?
107.
Claire, she's on the top half. Her semi, whoever, I think it's the 4 seed.
Wait. Oh, Ali Lay.
Yeah, from Wausau, right? Yeah.
I think I pronounced her name right. Ali Lay.
I don't pronounce anybody's names right, so I try.
But I mean, one thing about Ali is she has like some wins against some really good girls like Kat Cook, but then some losses against
Roller
girls.
coaster, yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. So that's like, you never know what that type of match
Yes,
is actually going to happen.
never know.
And then Maddie Peach, I mean,
She's a
I
two-timer
just don't
already.
think there's any way anyone's going to beat Maddie Peach.
I agree.
At 126. And then we have Jessie Demarasi. She's number 8 at 132.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's just no one that has that many good. I think they have I think they have 5 girls. And
Yes.
that might be the most amount of girls that any girls team has in a
It
state
is,
tournament.
yes.
And they have some of the best. So there's just no way.
Yeah, okay. So, congratulations, Milton,
Girls
on
team
your
championship.
team state championship back-to-back years coming up. It does feel that way a little bit. On the guys' side of things, Crosby, Kakana won. Granted, this is not your team state title here, but it is fun to pay attention to the team race. I think it's very cool because you have to qualify to be here, so then it's essentially you're in an individual state, individual format. It'd be just like nationals, and that's how they determine their national title. You get as many guys as you can there, and they do as well as they can. Kakana won it last year. You think Kakana repeats? Because they don't have the most wrestlers qualified. Cedar Grove, Belgium does. They stand alone with 10 in Division 3. I know you know Cedar Grove, Belgium. That's over kind of by our area.
Isn't the team title separated by division? So there's 3.
No.
Oh, so it's just
So
one.
this is all into one, yeah.
I could honestly see Cedar Grove, Belgium running away with it this year.
Running away?
Not running away. Like,
Okay.
I might have over-exaggerated there, but, I mean, they have a lot of good wrestlers, and just having the most people at the tournament
helps. You need numbers.
Yeah, 100%. Even if you're not getting placers, just getting in the next round
Mhm.
of each, you don't end up placing, you're still getting team points, and every point matters when it comes down to those
It
top
does.
spots.
Do we know one of our guests back there, Jason, or if Mel's over there? Does anybody know how the points are awarded for the individual side of that? I know it's not the team titles awarded. Is it advancement points? Can you get pinned like bonus points and stuff?
You can get bonus points. It's the same scoring
As like nationals?
season, so
Sure.
2 points for the fall.
Yep, 2 for. And then is it placement? Like, do you only get placement points like Fargo, where you have to be on the podium, or is it advancement points where? And you get it on the back half too, where it's like half a point or something to that effect.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember what the back
Sure.
end is, but there are advancement points that
for
apply
everyone.
to the overall.
Okay, so it's like it'd be like the national tournament in college in terms of. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Very handy having him hanging out over here. That was great. So you can get points for on the backside, and a team like Cedar Grove, Belgium, like if you look at Kakana, they've got a Liam Crook, they've got DeGroot, who's a 1 seed, they've got Di Piazza, obviously, who's been in the finals. They've got some hammers, but you think a team like maybe a Cedar Grove, Belgium, or a Coleman, I believe, has 9, maybe 8.
Yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see. It kind of depends. I mean, it's kind of numbers versus how many champs can they get, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and if you have those elite wrestlers, those
Right.
bonus points, if you're going out there and you have a guy like Liam Crook who could tech or pin everybody potentially.
Like I remember West Bend West when they had the best and 2 mirror solos. I think one year they all won it, or they were at least all in the finals.
I think,
and they were the only
yes.
3. And
Bass
they
lost to Kellen that year, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they took like top 3, top 5 with 3 wrestlers. I'm almost
They didn't have
positive.
they didn't have anybody else? It was just the 3? I
I
thought they
believe
might
so.
have.
Oh no, actually they had another one take 5th.
I think they had one more, yeah.
They had Carter Lovey. Took
Yes.
5th.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Do you guys, this is a little straight from topic. Caden and Crosby, you guys are West Bend people, and West Bend got combined into, West Bend East and West Bend West is, again, one of the goofiest situations there's ever been in high school wrestling and athletics. Same high school, same classes, same teachers, same lunch, different athletics. Now that you guys are back and combined, competing under one flag, one color, Can West Bend, are they going to be good here in the future, or what's up, dudes?
All I know is looking back, if we were combined, we probably would have, what, 4, maybe even 5 team state titles?
Yeah, that's true.
What?
That's true.
4 or
least.
5 team state
At
titles?
least. At least.
Well, what would have been the best year? Would have been when you guys were in high school, or when the Mirasolas and them later?
Senior year, or even a year after.
Or even my senior year, yeah. Because we would had my senior year, we would had the Mirasolas, the Basts.
Were they freshmen your senior year?
Yeah.
And Bass was a sophomore then?
Yeah, but then even when he was a senior, they might not have been there, but there are some guys on West that could have filled some gaps for us.
Yeah, like having a complete team, like that's great. Yeah, we were a split team. Even if we were combined, we still wouldn't even be bigger than some other bigger D1 schools. Like we weren't the biggest.
And we were always even being split, we were always losing at team sectionals.
Yeah.
So we're already good. Not split.
I do feel like West always had, maybe I'm wrong, because obviously, Caden, you won a state title with East. I feel like West has always had some of the really elite wrestlers, and then East has always had like the better team with maybe higher overall. No?
I mean, I'm just trying to think. Like,
I think before,
I'm thinking maybe it's recency, but with Bass, and Mirasolas, and I'm thinking that.
Prior to Mirasolas and Basts, I think they only had one West State champ.
Yeah, no, they only had one. Like, so like this is very recent of like them having like really good like individuals for sure. Recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe how many years out before they win their first title?
I don't know. I don't know how.
I think it'd be a while. Like I don't even know if. Like I think they have maybe 20 kids on the roster.
Yeah.
Like some schools.
Did you know a lot of schools are like that though? This blew my mind. Other people probably know this. When we did our Badgers versus Bucknell at Stoughton High School, which was awesome, by the way. I was talking with the Stoughton coaches, and they said like when they won their state titles, you guys remember that back in like 2016, 17, somewhere in that ballpark. The most they had on their roster was like, I think it was like 26 or something like that, like their entire team, or like 22, something in that. Like that was their entire team.
Mm-hmm.
That floors me, and they're not the only ones like that. Like Luxembourg doesn't have but they're just super good.
Well, why do they have 5 mats then?
Yeah,
it's a great question. It's a crazy facility. I think they could fit their entire school in their wrestling room, like legitimately.
Probably.
Students, teachers, all of it. Okay, so who do we think? We'll finish off on this one. Who do you think wins the boys' side of things then, Crosby? Let's make a prediction. Take a guess here.
I'm gonna go with the numbers with Cedar Grove, Belgium.
Going with the numbers. Matea, you already said Milton on the girls. Who would you pick on the boys? Kakana's obviously last year. Yeah, come on, I want to hear.
I don't know anything about the boys.
All right, well, take a shot in the dark.
Cedar Grove, Belgium.
Cedar Grove, Belgium.
Oh. Caden?
I'd love to say West Bend, but I might have to stick with the GOAT. So I'm sticking with the GOAT.
Everyone's going Cedar Grove, Belgium across the board. Kakana people are going to be pissed. They are not happy with you guys right now. Oh, man. You guys better watch out.
What about you?
I mean, it feels like Kakana because their team is so good, but they do only – how many do they qualify? You can search is it 6? 4. No.
If they win with 4, I'll be impressed.
They had more than 4. Shut up. Did they really? It was 4? I know Bayport and Nina had 4 out of that section. I thought Kakana had like 5 or 6.
I think people need like numbers.
You can search it on the go to.
You need numbers.
Go to the tournament. Go to teams. Go to
what do you mean,
teams.
Hold on.
And then you can search Kakana. It'll give you the number.
Dude, all I'm saying is you qualify 10 and you place 5. That's still 5 other guys that didn't place that are just getting like bonus points on top of your.
Agreed. If they can. If they can make it through the tournament, though, that's the other thing. And I'm not saying Cedar Grove doesn't have that, but they don't have. I think their highest guy that qualified is 3rd ranked, 4th ranked, or something, and then it drops down to like they're ranked like 6 or 7 somewhere in that area.
Dude, Kakana has 8.
Yeah, see, Kakana has 8.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not sticking with the GOAT no more.
8.
That's.
I mean, I can't really backtrack now, so I'm gonna stick with what I said.
Well, I'm backtracking because we don't know some of this information. We just doubled their qualifiers in a minute here. Yeah, 8's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna say Cedar Grove, Belgium, but don't hold me to it. If you see me at this guy,
I'm gonna make a prediction, but don't say I made it.
Jake, you're nothing. Never mind. All right. Well, we are holding you to it because you picked it. Matea, you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
With Crosby.
I'm jumping boat.
You jump ship? Pick Kakana?
Yep.
Or anybody else?
Yeah, West Bend in second.
I think Coleman has 9. West Bend in second. Got it. Okay. August Lubinsky. Let's see. Colin Weber. You guys have your work cut out.
Finals
for you.
out.
You have your work cut out for you for sure. Guys, we have 3 potential 4-time state champs. I'm gonna be honest, all of them do feel like a lock. I just can't see them winning. Wolbert has teched number 2 in his bracket, the number 2 ranked guy. Hawken, I believe, has teched the number 2 ranked guy in his bracket, and has Taylor teched the number 2 girl? I don't know if they've wrestled, but
Is number 2? I think number 2 is Devlin.
yeah,
I think she beat her by points. Maybe
Okay.
like an 8-1 type of match or something.
yeah. But
around
it
there.
just still feels. I mean, Taylor's number 1 in the country.
Oh yeah. It's unlocked.
But I do want to take a second to kind of recognize them, because they are the 3 that could be winning state titles this year at 150, 165, and 114, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jake, great point.
Really?
Yeah, so Hawken is never lost in high school.
What's the total record? Is that first in Wisconsin, or did I think there's
For
one
wins?
more, right?
No, Jake has over 200.
No.
What?
For I'm saying who has.
He's one of the only people.
Who
over
else? Who else
how
went
many-
undefeated?
You're a legend.
Isn't there one
He
more?
is kinda.
Who else went undefeated all time? 2.
The first
Wasn't
ever
Kevin Black?
4-time, the first ever 4-time state champ was undefeated in their career. I actually did this as a trivia question. Shame on me for not remembering them both. First ever 4-time Matt Huckey. Yeah.
117?
No, yeah, Matt. Who? Yeah, Kevin Black. Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's a third one. There's a third one that went undefeated because I believe Jared Donor.
Oh.
Donor, is it Donor? Do we know?
No idea.
Shocker.
Never talked to him.
Donor?
Never heard of her.
Donar, thank you. Jared Donar, 189 and 0. And
That's
then
crazy.
the trick question to that trivia question that I did earlier this year, Mason Kaufman. Shout out to my friend. He is undefeated in high school, but he had to drop out 1 year to injury. He made the state finals, and it doesn't count as a loss because he had to go to the hospital for a heart issue, and then he also got hurt. I think it was his end of off season or something, so he was out 1 whole year of high school. But he's a 2-time state champ that never lost. So there's your fun fact there. Hawken has the potential to do it. Because of that, should he be the last? If you're picking it based off of
pretty
4-timer,
high.
should he be the last one?
That's pretty high.
Yeah, I would say so.
Koji Campbell's obviously super close a few years ago. He got screwed. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, throw Hawken last.
Throw Hawken last. Who else do we have in the years to come right now that's technically on track to be 4-timers? Do you guys know that? I know Willie Duchemin from Wilmot is a 2-timer. He's going to be a junior this year. Bolling won it as a freshman. Who? Brooke Huffman. She's a junior this year on the girls' side. Is there anybody else that I'm missing that would be on track right now? No, Frey won it as a sophomore, not as a freshman. I think that's it. Maybe somebody in the comments might know that one.
Filkey had 1 loss.
He did. Jake Soufflon at sectionals, I believe. Jake the Snake. That was his nickname. He was just like this. I don't know. Have you ever seen him?
He wrestled like a snake.
Yes.
He slows right
honestly,
around the mat.
yes. I don't. Yes. I watch him wrestle. Okay. One more time too. If you guys want to get a chance to win these tickets, shoes. Wrong one. If you want a chance to win the shoes, the Chosen Hire shoes that Kaden here has so graciously decided to give away, you have to enter into the Facebook comments and you drop your favorite color, your favorite shoe color in the comments for any shoe. Drop your favorite color. We will pick that here shortly. But we got a couple more things to get to. Crosby,
Yes.
What matchups are we looking forward to? That's your Thursday night matches, right?
These are all Thursday night matches.
What
Top 5 matchups Thursday.
Here we go. Boom, this is great. Thursday night, tonight, what are our top 5 Thursday night matchups?
I don't have them in top 5
well,
order.
give me a couple of your top. That's what I'm saying.
We got D1 157. Tristan North, number 4 in the state.
In the rankings?
In the rankings.
We're speaking on rankings, not seed
speak
right
on
now.
rankings
Okay.
right now. Tristan North, number 4, versus Olin Newville, number 5.
That's a match to watch.
match.
Have to watch that.
We
Newville's had, I believe, 3 matches over 20 points scored this year. Jake, the one match, 56 points were scored in the match. He teched the guy.
Wow.
But not before almost getting pinned.
Wow. Another good one. We talked about D2 215 earlier.
Have to.
Quarterfinal match tonight. Number 2 Splinter versus number 5 Havlish.
Yes, that's a big one. Elliot Havlish has been solid for a while now, but Cade Splinter's that freshman that he had a good match with Garrett, I believe, at Bi-State. Splinter. And
I believe it was like 6-0.
6-2, 6-0, something like that, I believe. 6-2, yeah. So, I mean, as a freshman, and he's a big kid. So, Garrett's obviously going to be the favorite in that one, but that's a match that you certainly need to just kind of keep an eye on because the jumps that you can make after wrestling one person one time.
Yeah. Another one, D2 175. Number 3 Mayer versus number 4 Kaplowski. I think I said that right.
Kielplowski, Denmark.
Yes.
Yeah, Eli Mayer, Kielplowski. That would be a good one.
Another quarterfinal match. I mean, I got a bunch more. I don't know how much you want to go into.
Which one are you looking for? Not Hunter Stevens and Max Gonzalez. Which quarterfinal matchup are you looking forward to the most?
Ooh, that's good. I mean, really, all of them. I also like.
I'm really excited for a lot of them.
D1 144. This isn't top 5 because Tritz he dropped to the top 5. He's at 6.
Aspen?
Yes. He's wrestling Kate Aberg.
Yeah, Auberg. Yes.
And he's number 2. So 6 versus 2 in a quarterfinal.
And Tritz has the ability to go big.
Yeah, and Tritz was higher up. I think he took. He
was. He was out for a while this year.
And then he came back, took a loss.
Started to climb in a little bit.
Yep. So yeah, that'll be a fun one.
Yeah. So Thursday night, guys, if you're not in your seats for this, Thursday night, let's. Okay, that was our ticket giveaway winner. Yeah. Colin Nelson, if anybody knows him, tell him his DMs are not open, and if he wants his tickets that he won in the giveaway, he needs to open his DMs or DM us. If somebody has my phone number, give it to him, and we will make sure he gets his tickets. But hey, otherwise we're gonna have to find somebody else if we can't get a hold of Colin. So, each of you. Final thing I want to bring up. I know we obviously have the grip test. I don't think we're going to do this right now unless you guys want to. But I want to know each of your dark horses. I want to who's your underrated guy or girl?
Number 2 ranked, number 6 seeded.
No, dark horse has to be.
I already said this. What I was going to do before the show. Sam Gehrig. He lost to Wolbert twice this year, but he's coming big this.
So the finals will be in the finals?
Yep. 6 seed, but he's ranked number 2. I think he gets there and pulls off the shocker.
So your dark horse is supposed to be on the guy side because there's 14, 7 seed or lower, and on the girl side with 16 girls wrestling, 8 seed or lower, Crosby. Matea, do you have a dark horse?
Well, I was going to say Ramsey Brandenburg. She's a one.
I wrote about it, that one, yeah?
Yeah, but she's she lost to Maddie Pete. She's on the same side. She's on the same side.
But that's what a dark horse is supposed to be. I'll say that.
But my real pick was Mackenzie Simonson. Well, Ramsey's a good wrestler, but just based on history, I just don't know if I see that one.
Yeah,
happening.
flipping.
Mackenzie Simonson. She was, I believe, at 107 for the full year, and then she dropped to 100 pounds. So she got a pretty bad seed, 10 seed. But I really think she'll do better than that. Maybe the finals.
Maybe the finals.
We'll see.
Caden, I know you're probably not overly following into the high school stuff. You got a lot going on right now, but you still have to pick who is somebody that you know that you're expecting to make a run.
Well, first
or hoping as a dark horse.
Sure. First thing I will say is that Colin Nelson is in the chat now. He's saying, "Uh-oh, text me." So he wants his tickets. But man, I feel like I'm just riding a train here. But I'm gonna agree with Crosby on the dark horse. I was actually wrestling with him the other day, and actually, I will say,
you wrestled both of them.
I wrestled both of them. That will say, I have
Who?
not.
Sorry,
I wrestled
Wolbert and Gehrig.
Yeah, Wolbert. Yeah, so I wrestled them both, and it's actually fun to see that. First of all, these high schoolers are awesome. They're great. They're phenomenal wrestlers. But I just would. I can't wait to see that matchup. But yeah, I would say him.
I mean, Kellen's obviously won that rather convincingly a couple times, but
not at state.
Hey, I got storyline. I got stake in it. I felt their go, so it's like fun.
I will say,
So I can at least see it's like.
I've wrestled with Sam before too, and I've said this before. You're super strong and very powerful.
Thank you.
Especially for being, I don't know what you weigh now, like 150 pounds.
Yeah, 148. So.
Bingo. But you're super powerful. When I've wrestled with Sam, he's right about that size. He is so strong. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I felt like I was wrestling like a 175, 165 pounder. I was shocked at how strong he felt. Did you feel the same?
I would say, like, there's a different feel of like a high schooler compared to a college kid, and I think he is one of those guys that definitely doesn't feel like a high schooler. Like he feels a lot more developed than you'd think.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would agree. Okay, you have the ticket. You're good with the ticket. Yeah. All right, it's time. We're gonna give away these shoes, Caden. This is how we did it for the tickets. We're gonna do it the same for the shoe giveaway.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say stop. Caden is going to scroll through the comments, and wherever I say stop, the top comment is the one that he's going to choose as the winner. So right now, Caden, are we scrolling?
Yes, hold on.
We're scrolling. And stop.
All right, we got Joseph James. He says purple.
Purple.
So we love purple.
Joseph James, you are the winner
Joseph James
of the shoe giveaway. Do you want them to contact me? Or?
Yeah. Go through. Contact RQ or vice versa, and we'll get you.
DM us, Joseph James. DM us on WI Wrestle on Facebook. DM us. We will be keeping an eye out for that, and we will get you in contact. We'll get your shoe size. We'll get everything squared away. Congratulations, Joseph. Congratulations to Something Nelson. Who's our ticket?
Joe.
Who's the ticket? Something Nelson. Colin?
Is it Colin?
Colin Nelson and Joseph James. Congratulations. You are our winners of our giveaways. Guys, this weekend, we will also be doing, we're just going to be giving away a bunch of stuff this weekend because it is Christmas for 3 days straight. So if you see me around the Kohl Center at any point this weekend and you want a sticker, come up to me and ask for a sticker. We'll put a picture of you on the social media and you can get a sticker. If at any time around Madison this weekend, you see Jake or I, if you come up to us and you are wearing WI Wrestle apparel, Crosby's got some on, I know Matea's wearing some underneath her sweatshirt, I've got a crew neck on, we've got hats. If you are wearing some sort of WI Wrestle apparel and you come up to us, we will give you a koozie this weekend. And then keep an eye on our social medias. We may or may not be giving away some shirts or other types of clothing as well. Just watch out on our social medias for that. Jake, they're making mat adjustments down there right now. There's we got a crew down there, but I think they might be getting ready to get things set up here. So we have to get going. It's been a pleasure. I cannot wait to see you guys this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. People are going to claim their first state title. People are potentially going to claim their fourth state title. But it's all going down Thursday. Starts at 2 p.m. the first round. And we're going to run through tonight, and we'll be here.